Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike,
I'm Jay.
and we're live
We missed
in
you,
your mom's
sexy
house.
fuckers.
Yeah, man. It feels like it's been 1,000 years, but it's only been a week and a half. But it's too long.
I know.
It's too long to be away from your naked bodies in the cold of the winter.
Yes, we needed the warmth, and we didn't get it.
But
But my activity's been taken up. I've been watching that Johnny Depp trial, which I'm sure everybody else has been too.
I've kept up with a little bit. I watched like one day of it when I.
You know, the best way to do that, dude, is just watch the recaps.
Yeah,
that would just give you the best parts.
That's what I usually do.
Dude, it's funny. They played a recording of Johnny Depp talking to Amber Heard, and she was like making fun of him for being on 21 Jump Street. He's like, "Oh yeah, I would totally do that, Johnny. I'd be a heartthrob." And it's like, first off, bitch, nobody would invite you to be one. And then he was talking, and Johnny Depp's been in like multiple fucking big blockbuster movies. And then you get Johnny Depp he was making fun of her. He goes, Aquaman. He's like, that's all you guys. He goes, Aquaman.
Yeah, man. Some of that stuff's hard to watch. When she has like her friends on there, I'm like, okay,
yeah, dude, that was the word.
Otto
Yeah,
or whatever.
She had all those guys. They were all lying for her and covering up for her. And one of the depositions, like two of the depositions, were from like 2019. And one of the guys that she got on there, that Josh Drew dude, was literally, she made amends with him 2 months before she asked him to do a deposition. They hadn't talked in years, and then all of a sudden they've like, let's be buddies, and you can like totally lie for me on the stand, okay? I'll suck your dick.
Of course they did. That makes all the sense in the
world. What they also the funniest thing was they brought Amber Heard's team brought in a metadata analyst, an expert witness to research hashtags on Twitter to showcase that because of Johnny Depp's attorney Waldman, that he had leaked out stuff to the press and ruined her career, and all these hashtags that come up and they hurt her chances of getting roles. But they were like, they completely dismantled that guy. Like, they're like, actually, justice for Johnny Depp has been around since 2013, so that makes zero sense. And then they're like, so you think that Amber Turd? Dude, they said Amber Turd in court 4 times. They're like, when they did the cross on the expert witness, the lawyer for Johnny's like, you think Amber Turd? You think that is because of Waldman? Do you think that's because of his lawyer that they came up with? Andrew, did Waldman, Johnny Depp's attorney, ever say Amber Turd when he gave up any interviews? And they were like, no. It's like, so people just made up the hashtag Amber Turd, and that's shit got trending again.
That's fantastic. Yeah, dude. I think that, like, you know, I just don't. How do they not realize, like, hey, look, what is she going to do if she wins this, which she clearly is not going to? I feel like if she wins this, she gets $100 million. So you're talking about a bunch of people who lived rent-free in his penthouses, right?
Fucking
they lived off his
dude.
dimes. They're a bunch of let's do MDMA and live in Johnny's penthouse type of people. You know what I mean? Like, and these Hollywood types or whatever. And you think they're morally above coming on stand and her being like, hey, if I win, I'll give you a piece of my winnings.
Dude,
to be like, I saw this shit happen. Of course.
Well, here's the interesting thing. She's had 2 live witnesses. Everything else has been depositions. And some of them were from 3 years ago. They won't come on stand. They're scared. They don't want to be under cross. So they won't come on stand. The other thing is her sister, Whitney, when she was on stand, dude, she's clearly lying. A lady that she lived with for a year has got text messages and other things to prove that Amber Heard's sister, Whitney, said that Amber was the one that clocked Johnny and nearly pushed her down the steps, and that's why she left. So she's going to be brought on stand next week to basically say that Whitney lied under oath. And she's got text messages and all sorts of shit where Whitney pretty much admitted that that's what happened. She said to this lady, Jennifer Howell, I think, that she was scared that Amber Heard was going to kill Johnny Depp because of the abuse had gotten so bad.
Yeah,
and I was like, God, dude, if you guys ever want to watch a comedy show, just go on Law and Crime Network and watch her performance on the stand. It's the worst acting I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Yeah.
Dude, she brought her. They brought Amber Heard's acting coach in a deposition as one of her witnesses, and even she said that Amber Heard has a hard time crying when it's not real, or like when she said that she always worked with Amber Heard to try to get her to cry. And dude, the best part was the former agent for Amber Heard was on deposition yesterday, and she said she was like, dude, she's so full of shit. She said Amber Heard was in the biggest movie of all time, Aquaman, and she said the biggest movie of all time, Aquaman, was the biggest movie. Fucking I Talked to Fish was the biggest movie of all time. And
the part
they were like, nobody questioned it, but then they were like,
water.
yeah, well, she was a starring role in that. I was like, she was in it for 25 minutes. And she even had to admit in the deposition that the reason why the Warner Brothers was looking to replace her had nothing to do with Johnny Depp. It was because the chemistry between Momoa and her was not working.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, it's not working on screen. That bitch crazy as fuck. Her vagina smells like tuna, but that doesn't mean she needs to be in an ocean movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch 20 minutes of the trial, I mean, like it's pretty cut and dry, right? Like she's on tape saying that she hit him.
Yep.
They have zero evidence of anything she's saying whatsoever, other than
no
her
medical
weird-ass
records,
friend
any sexual
Apple
assault,
or
nothing.
Auto, nothing, and no physical proof,
no eyewitnesses either.
And all these recordings she has of him, and not one time in a single one of those recordings does he say that he's at fault or he hit her.
Well, dude, what's the funniest thing is she said she thought he broke her nose. I was like, bitch, you would know if your nose is broke. Fuck, you don't think about it. And then just the fact that and also, by the way, the sexual assault allegations, no medical records at all. No medical records showing any type of physical violence to her face. None of that. No medical records showing any type of rape was done to her. Nothing. Zero. Yeah. He's got literally a fucking finger that was snipped off by her. That was a fucking vodka bottle because he's trying to enjoy a few drinks like a man would, okay, like Jack fucking Torrance. And then she got mad at him. She's all crazy windy coming down the steps screaming at him. And then two, he's got people showing, I saw his face. His face was fucked up. Like multiple people. She's got people, oh, I heard this or that or this, but they were like, did you see anything? No. But here, and they're all her close friends. And by the way, the only one that said she saw him punch her was Whitney. And Whitney's also going to get destroyed next week for perjury when they bring up Jennifer Howell to say she said that never happened.
Yeah, it's a hot.
I mean, what it really comes down to, dude, it was a complete freeloading fucking situation. That's what makes me so fucking mad, dude. Is the fact that Johnny Depp, I know he's a nice guy and shit, but you married a bitch and she's hot, whatever. You're having a good sex, best sex of your life probably. But then she's like, I need to move all my friends in here, into my fucking house.
Sure,
I'm like, what are you talking about, bitch? This ain't no fucking. We're not Mormons. You don't have like. I'm not gonna marry all these people. But here's also the thing, dude. This one girl, completely pointless. One of the witnesses that Amber Heard brought up in a deposition, again, all depositions. All videotaped, no lives except for two of them. She comes in, Elizabeth something, or Liz Gold, or Liz Shaw, I don't know. And she's like, yeah, Johnny Depp came in and he was scary. He was drunk and combative. And he said, get your bitch and get out. And actually what had happened was that girl had been living in his house for 2 weeks in their fucking closet and no one had told him about it. He came in and found out that she was just there for the gravy train. And she was like living it up, drinking his wine, going out on his dollar. He didn't even know she was staying there, walked into his fucking house and saw some crazy bitch hiding in the closet like the Grudge girl and was like, get your bitch out of my house. I don't know who she is. I'd be pissed too.
Well, you're talking about someone who pledged a lot of money to donate to charity, Jay. She's a great woman.
That she did. She pledged. Okay. And I pledged to pay my student loans back. So they're paid.
She's like, to me, pledge and donate's the same thing. I'm like, what
synonymous. The fuck? I was like, bitch, you smoked yourself retarded. Like, dude, she looked at the jury. Even the jury had to be like, nah, playa, that ain't me. Like you said, you said pledging and donating were the same thing. So by the way, guys, so just remember that. Go to a car lot, go pick the best, coolest looking car you can find, a fucking Ferrari, and say, I pledge to pay $250,000 for that car so I can drive it off the lot. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, they said she was like, well, then Johnny sued me. And she's like, he handed her that note and she was like, yeah, he sued you 13 months after you had the money and you still didn't give it to the charities you promised it to.
The last check she got was in February of 2018. Then she goes onto a Danish talk show in October of 2018 where the Danish talk show asks her about the charity money. She said, yeah, I've donated it. I've donated. It wasn't about the money. That's why I donated. She's on tape saying that. Then they were like, yeah. And by the way, Johnny Depp brought his lawsuit against you in January of 2019. So yeah, you've had that money for 13 months.
Yeah.
And she's like, I pledged it though. I did pledge it.
I disagree with the way you worded that because it's devastating my case.
She said fucking crazy eyes at the jury. Pledge it. Don't you see? The wider I make my eyes, the more I tell the truth.
I really mean this. Speaking of poop, which she's full of Yorkie poop, Mark Wren says, which hand does Loomis wipe with, left or right?
Neither one. I used Michael's face.
That was perfect fucking answer. Eduardo Santiago, thank you, sir. Says, my dog stepped on a bee. I hurt my knee. 1 + 2 is 3. Mike and Jay like to pee.
Yeah, dude. She did. Yeah, dude. That was the fun. Did you know that's what she said? She said something about the abuse. And she's like, my dog stepped on a bee. And then I heard it was you need to look it up. Yeah. And I was trying, you come up like people on TikTok were coming up with rhymes like my dog stepped on a bee, and then they were like, I came up with it. I was like, I had to drive through a toll booth and pay a fee. Oh.
Man.
This is one time on a math test, I got a D. Oh. Dude, yeah, I'm telling you guys again, even if you're not interested in the trial, because I don't blame you if you don't want to watch that shit, but just go and watch the clips of her on the stand trying to lie and cry. It's the it's like that guy from The Room, because I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. It's the same type of acting. Oh, hi, Mark. Or yeah, it's exactly the same guy.
Yeah, she's not doing a good thing for her career. It's not going.
It's never
well.
gonna. She's done, dude. Like, I'm telling you right now, she's going to Pornhub or OnlyFans after this. That's the only way she's gonna make money.
That's what, you know what, Jay? That's what's best for everyone. I feel like that's what's best.
I mean, I'm only gonna pay the first month just to see and make fun of her.
Hey, I'm gonna pledge to pay for the OnlyFans.
Will my wiener be out in my hand? Maybe, but that's just because I'm gonna talk with it and say you're a whore.
Dude, Jay Dia is not a whore. Jay Dia is somebody who comes in here with the bag sometimes and throws it in our fucking faces, and it's not full of Amber Heard's poop. It's full of lovely amazingness. Thank you, Jay Dia. Really appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
Says, hey, big boys, showed your channel to a few friends today, and they are now part of the Wham fam. Lighting one for you, sexy boys. Have a great day. He's the gift that keeps fucking giving.
I love that dude. Now that's the kind of dude that I would ask to take a dump on my chest, and I would ask for it.
I wouldn't know, but I would photograph him doing it to you. And
by the way, just so you guys know, I don't know if it is. Okay, so it's in the title, so you guys know we're here for. We're definitely going to do a top 10 zombie movie, but we're not going to be just doing Romero. So it's just going to be a general zombie list. But by the way, just want you to know, guys, that just like always, it's our opinion. And it's just based on the movies that we enjoy watching. It's not any kind of actual collective. Like, we really research that shit deep butt crack into Shield. Like, like IMDb scores and Rotten Tomatoes. Because how some people are like, this is not a true critic's score. This is not a true critic's list. I didn't do that. These are just movies that you like to watch and have fun with. That's all. It's just only 10 of them. So
we make our lists with our dicks out. And there's nothing you can do to stop us except for suck them. That's the only way to make us stop.
Wait till that lollipop first.
It's the only way to make us quiet. You think we're being too loud? You're gonna have to suck our dicks.
Yeah, that's it.
Andrew Graziosa, thanks, man. He says, "Hey guys, gotta ask thoughts on The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead."
I used to love The Walking Dead, dude. I think the first three, I don't know if it was the first three. The first three seasons, I think, were really good. I thought they were great. I love that. I remember when that was being advertised, when The Walking Dead was being advertised, I thought it was great. And then when they got to the governor storyline, it started slowing way the fuck down, and then it slowed down, and that shit was moving at like pace, like a snail speed. And then I was like, I lost all interest in it. And Fear the Walking Dead, I think I watched one episode of it, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. I was already out. I think that The Walking Dead, the comic, is awesome, and I think that what they should have done is they should have stuck with the kind of the ramp up that they had, the energy they had in the first season. But when they slowed down and they moved into a goddamn village, and then it was like Little House on the Prairie, and it was 90210, and Sister Sarah got a thermometer stuck up her butt, and we don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know. It got to a point where I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. I watched half the first season of Walking Dead, and it was good. I liked it, and I just was like, I never went back and I never felt the need to watch it. I was like, this is some good stuff, but
I think it lost its steam.
Also, yeah.
You know what? By the way, I was going to tell you, speaking of, I'm glad you brought up The Walking Dead, because I totally forgot about that. Dude, what do you think about Andrew Lincoln being Wolverine? I know he's 48 and Hugh Jackman's 54, but Andrew Lincoln, dude, that guy's British, and he talks with a better Southern accent than fucking some Georgians. Like, he's supposed to be from Georgia, and he talks like he looks like it too. He's all grizzled and shit.
I'm not one to shit on dreams or rub another man's rhubarb, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see it at all with that guy.
He's a wonderful actor, and I think that you're biased and racist.
I don't like it.
You're racist because he's white, huh? And you're prejudiced because he's British.
True.
You don't like.
Yeah, that's true. I've been waiting. It's time for a black Wolverine. God damn it.
Well, the other guy he's 50 years old is that guy that played in The Walking Dead, or not The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. Jamie would have been a good Wolverine, but I think he's a little too old
tall.
Now.
He's tall also as fuck.
Yeah. Well, Hugh Jackman was like 6'2" or 6'3".
Yeah, but I think Jamie's like noticeably tall. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but it's hard for me to even say who should play Wolverine. I mean, someone has to.
It's going to be though. Wolverine. We already know who it's going to be. It's going to be the guy you don't like. I don't mind him. What's his name? The guy that was from King Arthur. It was
Charlie Hunnam. Yeah,
Charlie Hunnam.
That's uninspired to me. That's on the nose.
I feel like that's who they're going to go with, though. It's either the guy or Channing Tatum.
No. Channing Tatum couldn't be Wolverine.
He wants
dude.
to be Gambit, but that movie's falling through.
Yeah, well, I want a lot of things in life, you know, but I'm not going to get them, am I?
Well, shit in one hand and wish in the other and see which one feels faster. Okay.
Yeah. Riker, thank you, dude. He says, are you guys brothers or cousins?
No,
we are not. We're lovers sometimes, but you know, just because it's
cold
Kentucky doesn't mean we're related. Inky the alien is back. What's up, my friend? Says, hey fellas, this week has been extremely stressful for me. I was sick in bed for 2 days too, so I'm super happy you guys are streaming tonight. Hope you're both doing well. I'm sorry.
Thanks, man. It sucks that you were sick, but you know, just get a little bit more sicker with this shitty ass comedy show that we're going to bring you tonight. That we say comedy, I say just desperate middle-aged men looking for attention that we don't get from our wives.
I'm gonna change. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change our YouTube bio to that. I think you nailed it on the head with that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Desperate middle-aged men looking for attention that's not received from our wives.
That's exactly the lines that.
That should be a fucking bumper sticker, but it's too long. People would have wrecks and shit because they try to read it or relate to it.
We could have gotten to heaven and Jesus couldn't have said it better. As he welcomed us in the gate.
And then he would say, "Depart from me, I know you not, you pussies."
Yeah. Now get the fuck out.
There's a hell place.
I hope you feel better, Inky. Everybody's fucking sick, man. That's the little kid next door has strep throat. Fucking everybody's been sick. So many doctors. I have allergies myself.
I'm just sick of this world. Everybody's just treating each other like crap.
I'm just sick of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking airplane.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Michael Parton, thank you, dude. Says Amber Heard claims that James Wan cut all of her scenes in Aquaman 2. Amber Heard claims is a sentence that's been said a lot.
Yeah, that's like Lucifer saying that I was telling the truth.
I honestly really don't care if they cut all of her scenes or if she gets recast.
I don't care either.
You know, fuck it. Yeah. Like she was never that great anyway.
That's the thing. I wish the jury would just go home and watch fucking Aquaman to see how terrible she was in that movie. It's not that she was terrible, but the thing is, nobody gave a fuck about who she was when that movie came out. I didn't know. I couldn't even remember who Amber Heard was. Like I was like, oh yeah, that cute red hair girl. She was hot. But the reason why that movie sold so well was Jason Momoa made it sell, and then he was the main guy in it. Everybody wanted to see him with his shirt off. But you know, and they was, you know, that's why they liked him. And Amber Heard as Mira, first off, they overstated her importance to the role, or first they really overstated the fact that movie was successful because of her. Give me a fucking break. By the way, the police officers that showed up at her house when that fucking 911 call to report a DV happened, they didn't know the fuck she was. They were like, "Do you know Johnny Depp is?" Like, "Yeah, we know who Johnny Depp is." But we didn't know that was his apartment. It's like, "Did you know Amber Heard's?" Like, "No."
Amber never heard of you.
Like, I don't know who she is. She's just a standard girl. But no, I mean, yeah, it's just really like they act like they could not replace her, which is absolutely garbage.
Well, Michael, I did hear that they apparently Warner Brothers and James Wan all unfollowed her on social media. So
yeah, dude, because she's lying. She's lied and she's thrown everybody under the bus trying to act like they did this on purpose. By the way,
they beat me with a fish.
Joe, she did say, she was like, actually, I was going to be introduced in Justice League 2 or Justice League, and then I was going to be in Aquaman because it was the Zack Snyder Justice League. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, and nobody cared. If the Zack Snyder Justice League had come out on schedule and that tragedy hadn't occurred in his life and you were at the very end of the movie like you were supposed to be, nobody would have given a shit that you were in that movie.
You ever think about how weird it is that like Jason Momoa became a star? Like, dude, your big role, like your breaking on-screen moment was literally raping everyone's favorite character in the hottest TV show. Like he had to be doing that scene thinking, here goes my fucking career. And like, who would have thought?
But there was a lot of women coming out. Oh, he could fucking have me that way. I'm like, that's hypocrite much.
That's probably not the way to respond to that. Yeah, like it's crazy. The world's a weird place, man.
You have long hair. You have, you know, he's Samoan and tattoos all over his body. You can do a lot of crazy shit. And also, if you look, you know, you're in shape.
Yeah, that's true. You can do anything if you have abs. That's true. Ben Carb. Those are the things you want to stay away from if you want abs, by the way. I love them. Night of the Living Dead 1990 remake, super underrated.
Oh, yes, dude, 100%. That I definitely, we got a top 10 coming up. Yeah, I definitely think it belongs in a lot more people's mouths when they put the respect on the name of zombies. I think Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead remake always gets overlooked just because it was a remake. I don't know why. I mean, but it's hard to. They did their thing with it. They didn't. It's still true to the original movie of George Romero's, but it's got its own flavor, which I appreciate.
I have thoughts, and I'll get to it when we get into our list. But it's really not fair. Like, imagine like if Psycho was actually really good, the remake with Vince Vaughn, if it was actually like really fucking good.
Yeah, instead of fucking power, what was it? No, Microsoft Word copy and paste.
Yeah,
That shit was
yeah,
copy and paste,
like
scene for scene.
it's so weird that it's hard to look anybody in the face and be like, hey, I like the 1991 better, because it just seems like sacrilege. But I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I say, go with God, go with God.
By the way, I will say
And
something. You know what's interesting is I was watching Quentin Tarantino and what's the other guy who did Cabin in the Woods or Cabin Fever? Who's the guy that directed Cabin Fever?
Drew Goddard,
No,
Eli Roth.
Eli Roth. So yeah, Quentin Tarantino and Eli Roth were talking about, and
I was
I had
making
to
fun of
agree
you.
with
I
them.
was having a sneeze.
They were talking about Psycho 2 and how underrated it was, and they're like, dude, it really is. They were like, it actually is an extremely good movie, and the fact that they twisted it on its head, and Psycho 2 was more like Norman Bates was almost kind of the anti-hero. He's kind of a good guy in Psycho 2 versus a bad guy. And then the weird thing is, he said Quentin Tarantino said he got the chance to meet the director of Psycho 2, and he's like, what's one thing that you want people to be able to remember about Psycho 2? Because he said when it came out, when it was announced Psycho 2 was coming out, everybody was against it. They're like, I would never touch that shit. And he's like, and Quentin Tarantino was like, I also don't have a lot of not that he didn't have a lot of respect, but he goes, I really don't see the Hitchcockian thing. Everybody like really blows smoke up his ass. He's like, he was good, but they act like he was a god, and he's really not. But the director of Psycho 2 said, the main thing he wanted to do is like when years later, when people watch Psycho and Psycho 2, is that if they remember a scene, they don't know if it'll come from Psycho 1 or Psycho 2. I want them to be like complete, to get like one chapter.
Oh, that's
so it's hard to pick out the scenes. You're like, you just remember a scene and you're like, I don't know if that's from the original one or Psycho 2.
Yeah, no, Psycho 2 is fun as fuck, dude. I really
Psycho
like
3's got a great soundtrack too.
Yeah, it does. And Psycho 4 is basically they kind of Exorcist 2'd it, right? Like he went through his story, but it was a cool idea. That's an underrated franchise as a whole. I feel like Psycho is.
I really did like Psycho 2. I actually like Psycho 3.
I remember we did a deep dive on all those movies, and I don't think anybody gave a shit. But we were like, God damn it, I want to talk about something else.
Yeah, that was good
Nat.
stuff.
Where are the gnats coming from? It's a dead hooker under my desk.
Fucking asshole died.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna make a drink, and when I come back here, we'll start the list. I don't know what I was gonna turn this fucking bus around, but while I'm gone, Mark Hunt, dude, you kind of look like Mark Hoppus in your picture. Like today, Mark Hoppus, which it's a compliment. He's a handsome guy. Hey guys, much love to you. Dawn of the Dead 2006 is the number one. Thanks so much for the great content over the years. What's Loomis think of this heat? Right back.
Thank you so much, Mark, for your $5. I'll use it for the down payment of Michael's next bail. I think this heat is a big bowl of bullshit. I've not seen more sweat on my brow since I saw Amber Heard take the stand and lie. It's stinky. Everyone gets a free dose of swamp ass, and it's nasty. That's it. I don't like the heat. Fuck it. Just like the great words of Beavis and Butthead, the sun sucks. End of story. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's what I think about it. And by the way, I think Mark, I'm not gonna be that dude, but just because you know how people are. It's 2004, but Dawn of the Dead, the remake, Zack Snyder, by the way, awesome fucking movie. I've never understood. I never understood the hate. I'm like, it's just so weird. People like fucking hated that movie when it came out. I remember in 2004 when it came out, there was hate surrounding it because he made the zombies run, and they're like, this is a disrespect to George Romero's legacy. I'm like, what are you talking about? Shut up. 28 weeks later did it first. So if you're going to be mad about anything, well, 28 weeks later wasn't a zombie movie. You could suck your mother's dick.
I'm going to tell you right now tonight, do not come after me with some that's not a zombie movie bullshit when we get on our list, okay? Because zombies don't fucking exist. They're not a real thing. I realize that there's some tales and stuff, some weird shit that happened in geographical locations in the past, some National Geographic stories that I've actually read.
Zombies don't exist. Did you not watch Hayden Christensen in episode 2?
But yeah, they don't exist. So like, you can say whatever you want to is a fucking zombie. I mean, technically, in my opinion, like it's not like we have a zombie to actually base on. Zombies don't run, bitch. Zombies don't fucking exist. So they can do whatever fiction or characters you want to do with them. You know,
the only thing is, well, we're gonna make sure that I would classify zombies that we're talking about are the flesh-eating variety, not like the serpent on the rainbow. That was a zombie. That's more the voodoo zombie. or White Zombie from the 40s or whatever, where they bury a guy and then he comes back to life, but he's a slave to the voodoo masters. That's like an automaton. That's a Z. I always like how I call. If I say zombie, like voodoo zombie, I always think that should be with an I, ZOMBI, like zombie, as like a voodoo person. Zombie girl. That boy was such a zombie. He bought me a fucking diamond from Zell's, and it was huge. And then zombie with an E should be flesh eaters. But
yeah,
anyway,
well,
but that would be the only thing if somebody like mentioned a movie that wasn't a zombie movie if it wasn't a flesh eater.
Yeah.
But everything else is fair game.
Ben Carp, thank you. Stop. He says, different topic. What do you guys think about Halloween 78 and H81 being re-edited, made into a 3-hour-long version, including deleted scenes?
Is that happening?
Love it. No, I don't think so.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't hear about that, but
I sure haven't.
I'd be okay with that.
I took a poop.
I mean, I had to
I've been pretty on it.
For school, I had to sit through fucking and I liked the movie. Don't get me wrong, it was a good movie, but I had to sit through Gone with the Wind, and that movie was like 16 fucking hours of my life. So I'd sit through a fucking 3-hour version of Halloween. I think it makes sense. Well, yeah, I was.
That movie's regular.
What?
No, not you.
No, I didn't know what you said. I thought you said I was racist because I didn't
like
no, it was. I think Sound of Music is still a good movie, but no, or not Sound of Music. Gone with the Wind, but Clark Gable is a handsome fucking guy, and frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn is exactly what Johnny Depp should have said to Amber Heard and smacked her across the face in a light slap
me to Taco Bell
and walked away and got Mexican pizza because that's back on the menu now. But I would, Halloween 78 and H81 being re-edited and made one movie. Well, I think that makes sense because it was supposed to be one. It's the night after, or it's the same night. So
yeah, I got ideas, Ben Carp. I feel like Jack Black when he's on cocaine in Orange County. I got these ideas, man. I'm like T-shirts, like fucking smiley faces on the shit.
I would say though, but I don't think it'd be fair not to have. You got to have John Carpenter doing it though. Re-edit it and remaster it.
I guess. I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be rad as fuck if he did. But it doesn't seem like he wants to dabble in that. He probably like, don't you fucking touch my movie. You know, we're gonna pay you, Sean. Okay, do whatever the fuck you want to.
Well, he might run out of cigarettes.
Yeah. But I know there's so many things they could do to make money without. Okay, if they want to make money and do some cool shit between Halloween ends and whatever they do next to keep the hardcore fans going and make money. And keep us happy, but also not oversaturate the general audience with Halloween movies. There's so many things. I have so many ideas for what they could do. I mean, there's the game, obviously, right? There's the video game. That's got to happen. I played Evil Dead, by the way. Quick review of that. I returned it after like 2 days, but not because it was bad. It's because I can't do video games. I just can't do it. I don't. It was a fine game. It was fun. I had a good time playing it, and I was just like, I'm never gonna take time to play this. But anyways, the video game.
I thought one of the hookers got out of the trunk.
I hate it when that happens. You gotta double tap them on the head.
Yeah, I should have done
to make sure they're gone. But there's a re-edit of Halloween 4. I think they should deep fake the mask in Halloween 4. Completely different movie. That's a shit ton of money you could do. Re-release that in theaters. You could re-release that in theaters. You could deep fake Halloween 5, re-release it in theaters. You could do so much shit just to make money in the interim.
I think also if you look at Alan McElroy, like someone like that, he was very passionate about Halloween 4 and what he worked on. That guy's great. That guy was a great guest that we had on too. But you got to have people with passion to do it. Like if you look at Rocky 4, and I still haven't seen the re-edited, remastered version yet. I know I should. I got to go watch that.
It's fucking awesome.
I just don't like the Happy Birthday Polly. I know it's dumb, the robot, but I like that scene. But I know they edited it out. But Sylvester Stallone was passionate about going back and re-editing and putting together a new film. And I don't know if you're really going to have anybody in the Halloween side other than Jason Blum and David Turek to do that, would be interested in doing that. I mean, while I would like John Carpenter, yeah, you're right. He probably would never be interested in doing it. He doesn't want to go back to his work and be like, I'm not going to fuck with my original and put it together with another movie that I didn't do anything with.
I didn't even want to do that second fucking movie. I mean, he only wrote it, but still. He didn't even want to do it then, back when he was making movies and shit. Yeah. But hey, Tyler Rumfeld, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that, man. He said won $1,000 on the slots today, boys. Woo! Fuck yeah, Tyler. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, man. Only put $20 in. Nice.
Damn, man.
As for the zombie movie, Return of the Living Dead is my favorite. Fucking amazing movie.
It's a really good movie.
28 Days Later was the way more realistic and plausible zombie movie ever. Love you guys. Love you too, man.
Hey, Tyler, congratulations. And that's how you do it. You took that $20 and instead of putting it down the G-string of a stripper's ass, you said, no, fuck that. I'm going to get $1,000 to put all of that down a stripper's asshole.
Exactly.
G-string. But
The
no, you know
old
what?
double tap.
I do agree with you though, Tyler. Yeah, I would say 28 weeks later, and we're going to talk about that too. But 28 weeks later does have more of a like a realistic approach if that should happen, and scary, like a scary kind of more of a scary approach, like a grounded version of a zombie invasion.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I fucking, we'll get into it on the list because spoiler alert, there's some of that going on in there. But thank you, man, really appreciate it, and congrats on the fucking slots win. Haha Jackson says idle hands. I'm
the
down
devil's
for
playgrounds.
I'm down for fucking whatever. To me, if you want to say the Avengers is a goddamn zombie movie because Loki fucked up Hawkeye just because they didn't have anything to do with him in the plot for 20 minutes, I'm in, man. It's your fucking list. You make it. That's what we did here. We just made our top 10 favorite zombie movies.
Well, my criteria is if you're gonna make a zombie movie, like I said, I just think they have to be flesh eaters. Like if you're gonna make a zombie, I don't know. I didn't really work. Yeah, I guess that in Idle Hands,
To me, they just have to have
technically
come back from the dead.
Well,
So
yeah,
we
but
have
then I would
different.
put My Boyfriend's Back, and that I like that movie, but that movie that's not. I don't know. And Warm Bodies. Well, they did eat people in that movie.
Yeah, they were zombie. They were full on zombies in that.
Yeah.
Like to me, yeah, and I guess that's to tell you something going into our list. Jay's is they have to be flesh eaters. My only personal rule, and you can have whatever rule you want. Like we're not taking these lists and putting them in the Smithsonian as like the official top 10 zombie movies. It's just our favorite zombie movies.
I might.
To me, yeah, we'll send it in. We'll see. Well, hey, I laminated, bro. I laminated it. Fucking put it on the wall.
Duh.
What's going on,
idiot?
That
I signed my name. I signed my name.
I paid 10 cents for that at the fucking library.
You validate parking, we get us.
But it's just limited, dude. It's fancy. It's like a dinner menu. But my only zombie rule is I think they have to die and come back. Like I think if something dies and comes
Isn't that a
back
vampire?
and is evil, fuck you. Shut up.
That could be zombies too.
Yeah, maybe.
You open up Pandora's box and now you got to deal with it, mister.
Yeah. So
no, yeah, you know what? Yeah, just pick you. It doesn't matter. Fuck it. I like it's just for fun. Who gives a shit?
Dan Green Zone. That was a terrible Matt Damon movie. Actually, I never saw it. Says here's $2. You boys share now. You hear? Now go on and play.
That's right. I'm gonna take the $1.50. It's my due.
That's what our parents used to do. Is now take this fucking go on. Get out of here. No,
go on now. Get. I'm playing cards with the company.
Dude, that's exactly what I was gonna fucking say. I'm trying to play fucking gin rummy.
We're playing. No, they always. Mom and Dad used to play hearts. They'd be like, we're playing hearts, and Mom would be like, I don't gamble now. I'm just partners with somebody that gambles, but I don't gamble because that's against Jesus. I'm like, Mom, you take the winnings though. You don't gamble, and you let someone else gamble for you, but you say you don't gamble. That's a technicality that I don't know if Jesus is gonna be like, yeah, but technically.
You know what?
I didn't drink and drive. I just gave them the alcohol while they were driving.
I didn't know there was alcohol in that beer, sir.
Yeah, I thought that was non-alcoholic. I'm recovering. They slipped me the fucking bullshit.
I could get addicted. Jackson, thanks, buddy. He says, never forget Amber Heard starred in the movie that ended John Carpenter's career, The Ward. You know what's weird about that is The Ward's actually, it's actually a pretty good fucking movie too.
I haven't seen it. No, I did see it. I forgot. Yeah, I didn't like it.
I liked it a lot, but like, it was. I thought that was a good old time. Good old.
You know what she was into? I forgot she was in Zombieland. She was the hot neighbor that turns on Jesse Eisenberg.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's what she did to Johnny Depp. She was the hot neighbor that turned on him and tried to eat his dick off.
Oh, so she's a method actor.
Yeah, that's what she is. She's real. She's real for her role.
Deviant Dylon. I don't know if that's your real name, but I hope it is. It's fucking awesome.
You donated 666. I throw it back at your face, devil. Get thee behind me.
A pox on your house. Hey, did you just tell him to get behind you?
Get thee behind me. That's what Jesus said to the Satan in the desert. Get thee behind me, Satan.
What
Thou will not pit me. He didn't do that to his butt or anything. He's like, I'm not doing that because now we're going to hell for that.
First time I'm catching this live. Love the channel. I've dedicated my entire right arm to only zombie tattoos.
Oh, sweet.
And that's dope, dude. I like that idea. Sweet. The guy that did my Superman tattoo was like, dude, you know what you should do? And I was like, finish this fucking tattoo. I've been here for 7 hours. You've taken 12
You
smoke
should
breaks.
buy more expensive tattoos.
Yeah, he was like,
that's why what he said.
Dude, he was taking so long. I was like, dude, how much is this going to cost? Because like we're running up the fucking.
So I'd be afraid. Yeah.
He was good to me on that, but he was like, dude, you should do this entire arm in nothing but comic book tragedies. And I was like, that's actually a dope fucking idea, though.
It sounds
like
great.
Batman holding Robin. I was like, but I don't want my whole personality of this arm to just be comic books. Like, there's other things about me. All right, I'm a fucking complicated man.
It's like, excuse me, tattoo artist. Is it the tragedy my bank account if I proceed with what you've offered? I'm gonna take that under advisement and say fuck off. But yeah, no, it would be cool. Yeah, if you had the money, I'm sure. But a sleeve. I mean, what are you, goddamn Adam Levine?
Well, that's his problem. He puts it all over himself like a fucking Chipotle.
But he's got the body for it. Like, he's got that kind of body, the Incubus body.
Hey, what are you saying? I don't.
Whatever tomorrow brings, I've got tattoos on my nipples and on my back too.
Someone said the other day, they're like, Incubus was good and all, but he's like, they were going to be a hit band no matter what. Because as soon as that dude took his shirt off, everybody was like,
he was all grungy and gothy and good looking guy. Yeah.
One of the first concerts I ever went to. By the way,
I'm not jealous of it or whatever, but whatever.
I smoked some guy's pipe, and my friends were like, "Dude, that could have been crack." I'm like, "I don't know. I'm at an Eagles concert. I'm 16."
You said that live, dude, because like, dude, someone could take that out of context. I smoked some dude's pipe at a concert. I did not feel good afterwards.
That's
Basketball true. Diaries Part 2.
That would be the true story.
I was in there smoking his pipe on the fucking urinal just to get a hit of smack, man.
Yeah, that's why you got to sign up for the Patreon streams to find out that it was actually a wiener.
By the way, Basketball Diaries is a really good movie. You guys watch that?
I watched. I think there's like several movies where Leonardo DiCaprio blew a dude in a car.
Well, Am I wrong? I don't care what he likes. Well, you mentioned method acting.
That's true.
So
I hope he had a good time.
He's just in Hollywood.
You got to get up in that business somehow. Mm-hmm. Paige Ulmer. Hey, Paige. Hey. Thank you. Says, "What's up? Long time no see."
The music's in the heart. Yeah.
Thanks, Paige. Appreciate it.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I look forward to drinking a beer with you at the Patreon stream this month. It shall be a great time of which our cousins will come over and have wine. The Jaeger Bomb, thank you, sir, says, today is 2 years of me being Wham Fam. Cheers, fellas. Thank you for getting me back in the war.
Cheers. Hey, thank you.
Cheers to the 2 years of the Jaeger Bomb, dears. And we're all queers.
Don't like steers.
Stop by sometime for some beers.
Don't have no fear.
Oh, fuck. Dante Trowell, thank you, sir. Says, hey, fellas, can I get I say goddamn from Mike? I said, God damn. Thanks, man. Hey, it's been a while since I've done that. I'll give you 2. I said, God damn. That was off. I should have stuck with the first one, but thank you.
Dante's got I love his profile pic. He looks like he's only politely smiling, but someone surprised him at a birthday party that he did not want. Because it looks like you got a candle or something, and you're like, I'm only doing this because I'm going to beat your fucking ass. I said no birthday parties, bitch.
You told the fucking waitress at Applebee's it was my birthday? God damn it. Thanks, man. Dan Greenzone, Matt Damon, says, okay, now I must clarify. My name is Danger Zone, but since my name is Dan, it's Danger Zone. I love you, SLBs. You know what I picture when you do that? You know those memes of the guy talking to the hot girl in the club, and he's like up in her ear, and she's like, I get a picture of you doing that to a girl. I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's Danger Zone. But since my name is Dan, I fucking love it.
I like it, man. Dan.
It's actually really cool. It's a
badass. The need for speed.
I like it way better than Green Zone. Now it's just a really cool fucking name. Hey, have you heard, by the way, that Top Gun is apparently the greatest movie that's ever lived? Top Gun 2?
Yeah. Speaking of Top Gun, I also heard something that was really cool about Val Kilmer. Sonica. I don't remember the name of the company. They actually took samples of his voice and recreated his voice. Because he had throat cancer, but now he can use a desktop application to where he can actually use his real voice and you can hear him again. And I don't know if they use that in the movie, but it was actually really sweet. I saw it on YouTube and it was really cool to hear. I mean, it's his voice and he's able to talk with his actual voice that he had. And they sampled all of his movies. They put it into a computer and it spits out, the words that he wants. So I don't know if so I don't know, because he was like, I think he said that, I know, people have a hard time understanding me, but I've never felt better in my life. So this new thing that Sonica is providing him is allowing me to give something that the world thought I could never give them again, which is the sound of his actual voice. It's fucking cool, man.
That's fucking dope as shit, man. And he deserves that. That's the coolest thing I've heard all goddamn day. I love it, man. That's awesome. I'm actually really excited to see that movie. And I actually do love your name, Danger Zone.
That comes out toward the end of this month.
Yeah, I think it's like in 2 weeks or whatever. So, all right. Come on now. I'm gonna tag you in.
Why are you trying? You sound like Dusty Rhodes. I tell you what, I'm gonna tag you in because I'm the real American dream.
Oh yeah. Oh
Are we
yeah,
gonna
Michael
start
Barton.
backwards, by the way?
What? Oh yeah, we gotta start from
Okay.
10. Gotta add some fucking anticipation.
Mm.
That's why you always
Yeah, yeah.
surprise your lover and put your finger in their butt first.
Rub it around
That's
their
how you
taint.
start it. Yeah, no kissing or anything.
Mhm.
Just whoop. Hey, my finger's in your butt. That surprised you, and now you don't know what's gonna happen. It's called raising the stakes, folks.
Yeah,
Get
and then
into
you're gonna make them. You're gonna like put it in their mouth. Be like, "That's your butthole."
it.
It's like that's so kinky. He
Taste,
put his
taste yourself.
finger in my mouth after he stuck it in my butthole, and the only thing I thought of was kinky.
I love you. I love you so much. I want you to know what's so great about your body. Taste it. Michael Parton says, "What type of anime do you guys like? Anime from the 80s and 90s?" I can't do anime, man. I've never been able to.
I know there's some really cool anime out there, and I've either not been recommended the right anime to start on, or I've just I don't know. I don't know. I've never watched it. I think the closest I've ever watched was Digimon. And I know that's not answering your question, but I did like Digimon when I was in school. Maybe that's not even an anime, but I've never really watched anime.
Yeah, I've tried to a couple times, and I think it's awesome. Like I think the people who are into it are really cool people, and it's always like the more interesting type of people I find they're into it. But
Yeah.
I just never done it for me, But I don't like, I can't get into a lot of shit that other people can. I wish I could. Probably good that I don't, because I don't have a lot of spare time. You know what I mean? Like I'm already such a nerd about shit that if I try to add another fucking hobby to it, I would just never leave the house. Pornhub is free, Paige Omar, thank you, says Val and Tom got a standing O at Ken's.
I heard about that.
How do you say it? Canes.
Canes.
And
we will go to Houston and we will rule. Finally rule.
And
we will go to Canes and Houston.
Cons. Glad they made the Hollywood Magic help Val vocally. Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
They made Tom
and it was
cry.
cool. Tom Cruise actually came in, I think, with the director in a fucking fighter jet and landed at Canes. Because of course he did. He's like, well, I got all this extra money from ripping people off at Scientology. I was like, why not? No, I'm kidding. I don't want to get into a Scientology debate here because they're wacko.
We're gonna find out Tom Cruise is the fucking Antichrist and on meth. You know what
I mean?
doesn't
age.
At some point. Yeah,
he doesn't age.
He's a great man. Not like religiously, but like movie wise. I mean, come on, fucking dude hangs off airplanes. God damn it. That guy's in desperate need of attention. No. All right, so let's do it, man. Let's go do our fucking top 10 lists here.
So the top 10 zombie movies of all time, according to Mike and Jay from the shitty We Watch the Movie channel that we all know and love and understand, mediocre at its best. Here we go.
Yeah, but first, Stacey James says, which classic monster y'all think would work best in today's world movie-wise?
Amber Heard. Classic monster, classic gold digging bit.
I think they could do something. I think they could do. I know it's a fucking hateful term, but like I think they could do a really good elevated horror movie with Frankenstein. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
That would actually be really cool. I was actually gonna say Frankenstein. I actually wasn't gonna go with like elevate. I feel like they could do the more misunderstood monster and play with people's emotions really well. Like I feel like the best, and I know it's not the best, but one of the best representations of that is in Monster Squad. When the guy Frankenstein was like, be good, the Phoebe thing, I cried with that. I always thought that was, they did a perfect job of him being scary and like intimidating, but also soft and like a child's like approach to the world. I feel like they could fuck with people's emotions to that. But I think, honestly, God, I would love to see them bring back the old Universal Wolfman and make him fucking scary. Wolfman himself. I think Wolfman would be
attempted to do that just so many times.
They've done it so many times, and it's just they play around. You play games. By the way, I got something. You listen to this, dude. The Invisible Man. Johnny Depp was up for that role. And
hey, careful! Don't show us your fucking list, dude. I'm kidding. But
they call me Cuban Pete.
I like to dance to the
little rockin' bit. But no, but Johnny Depp was going to be in The Invisible Man. And then they changed the antagonist to the woman.
Oh man, that would have been fucking.
But he was going to be. He wanted to be. And then the Amber Heard thing happened, and I think that's why he lost on the role. But Johnny Depp apparently was going to be. He wanted to be the Invisible Man.
Damn, that's crazy. That would have been pretty cool to see. Yeah. I do just want to point out here really quick that Aaron Jones is just randomly like, I hear you talk to fish.
I'm glad that was cut out of the fucking trailer.
I hear you talk to fish.
You know what? I'm just don't ever do this. But if you're going down on a girl, you're like, I hear you talk to fish. You're
Oh
talking to
God.
her clam chowder. That is.
What's the password? New England clam chowder. All right, dude, you start. Number 10.
All
10.
right. All right, so again, this is tops on. These are the toppest of top honors. These are already in the top 10. So we're not going for like a usual top 25 or top 37. So they're on the top 10. So these are. So I'm only saying this because I know that you guys are going to get mad at me for putting this, but you would consider low. But again, it's in the top 10 of all time. Dawn of the Dead 2004, the remake of Dawn of the Dead, is going to slide in there at number 10 with a wet dick and say, "What's up?" I think. Look again. We
Such
talked
imagery
briefly
you
about it.
paint
Yeah, I
with
know.
your
I know.
brush.
I was thinking about Teddy from last night. But the thing is, we already talked about it briefly earlier before we got the show on the road here in the top 10. But Dawn of the Dead, I think, is incredibly underrated. Mike and I have always said that. It's a Zack Snyder classic, I think. I think what he did was he took things about Dawn of the Dead that worked in the original one, and he just upped it, and he made it a little bit more accessible for the generation of 2004 to ingest. He had to make it a little. He added the music in. The only thing I was always like, why did they do that for? I feel like it was dumb. With the Disturb, Get Down with the Sickness, they slowed it down, and they were like, get down with it. They made it like a fucking stupid slow acoustic.
Yeah, it's from
You
Dick
remember that?
Cheese.
It
Yeah,
was
the
dumb.
artist
I was
name
like,
is
you got
Dick Cheese.
the regular Disturbed song, Get Down with the Sickness, was perfect. Like they could have just kept it the way that it was, but it was really fun and cool. And I thought that I love Ving Rhames in that. It's like, fuck y'all,
Yeah.
either them or me. I think
And
he
that
was a great, awesome supporting character in it. And overall, dude, the fact that he took the Romero zombies and made them fucking scary. I'm sorry.
did.
I'm all
Did.
for slow moving hordes of zombies, and of course they're scary. I mean, I understand why. Impending doom. There's nowhere to go, and these things are just slowly moving on it because you have more time to think. Like, holy shit, this is it.
Yeah.
Versus a running zombie, but still, running zombies are scary, man. I mean, I don't know. They're running monsters, and you can't get away.
I'm 1,000% with you on that, dude. I think like going back and I rewatched some of these zombie movies this week, and I couldn't help but think watching some of the classic ones, like I feel like running zombies changed the game so much that it
Yeah.
actually, and I'll get shit for this. That's fine, whatever. I'm just here to be me. I think running zombies actually made the older zombie movies less fucking scary because like you're watching people run through hordes of zombies, especially in the Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead. They're just like toying with him and fucking with him, especially when Savini and the biker king goes in there and they're just like fucking with people.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you wouldn't be tricking these goddamn Zack Snyder zombies like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it makes it scarier. It makes it a harder fucking challenge, you know?
Plus, it also falls in that early 2000 block of horror movies that were just like really unique and awesome. Like they had like an act. It was the early 2000, and we talked about this before. The early 2000 horror movies had a very much MTV culture to them. I don't know. They were just like a lot of action oriented type of horror movies with like some cool ass soundtracks in the background. It was a very unique time in horror because Dawn of the Dead came out, House of Wax, shit like that. I don't know. I just felt like it was a very
Texas
unique time.
Chainsaw. Yeah, I love
13
that
Ghosts,
time, dude.
House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah, that was a great time to be alive, dude. I'm glad that we actually got to be adults and live through those movies.
Yeah, that was fun,
bit.
man. Yeah.
My number top 10, I struggled on a lot because it's the one that it's one's hard and 10's hard, and I'm hard from 1 to 10 p.m. But what were we talking about?
During 10
zombie movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I struggled back and forth with this one and another one. I'm going Romero's Day of the Dead.
Oh, dude, you piece of shit.
What? I 10's a great, like, we're talking top 10 all the time here.
No, I'm kidding. Right? Yeah, it's a top 10 movie.
It's slow, it's talky, but it's the third movie in the Romero slate of zombie films, right? And it just had so much to say. Like, I feel like Romero accidentally stepped into this whole political commentary he did with the original Night of the Living Dead, and it was such a game changer that he, on purpose, when he did Dawn, he did it. And then with Day of the Dead, he really got into it. Like, they got philosophical and shit with this. It was wild. You had that fucking asshole goddamn army dude. All the actors were stage actors, so they're all overacting.
I thought they were great, but yeah, no,
yeah,
I'm not going to say much on it because, but I get what you're saying. Your criticisms, though.
Yeah, no, I like that they overacted. I thought it made I thought it made all the talking in that movie actually really interesting and fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fucking great. And then it's had some of the greatest practical effects of all time, dude. Like some of those zombie kills in that movie were
Well,
holy
the
shit.
dude that gets his head ripped off and his mouth is still moving, or I think, and his scream, I think it won, back in that day, like they had like the best, scream kill or something. It won. Yeah, Tom Savini fucking murdered it on the special effects on that, the practical effects, and
Yeah.
actually it set the standard for the way he mixed the blood in that particular movie in 1985 is how you see blood today. Because up to that point, blood had always looked like pinkish and shit. It had never looked real. Tom Savini had a new, different type of way of mixing it to make it look more realistic.
Yeah,
So
they
it was
they had a
amazing. I
lot
mean,
more.
the effects on that shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah, they had a lot more at their disposal to go with. And I love the idea of the movie. Like it's not always the most entertaining for sure, but
Yeah.
like I love the idea of the movie, and I just think it's different. Like it's a really cool place to go from Dawn of the Dead, the original one, into this one. I just thought it was awesome. And I love the Caribbean music that was going on the entire time. I felt
I
like
thought
I
it was
was
cool.
watching Commando,
Yeah.
that like jingly music that was
Well,
going on.
when they were out in the trailer park area where they had the fake ass grass, it looked like a commercial to come join them at the Caribbean. I was like, yeah, I'd go. I mean, even if it's just fake grass and hanging out in trailer parks or mobile homes, it seemed fun. Everybody's just like pretending it's all good. I don't know. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, my number 9, yeah, I
Give
say
it
we
to me.
do a couple because I'm gonna go smoke soon. I mean, go
Okay.
use the bathroom. But
Yeah, you don't smoke.
number 9 is gonna be Zombieland with Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg, aka Lex Luthor, aka I stole your Facebook account. What can you say about it? I mean, dude, it was great. It was like a video game come to life on the screen. I mean, the way that they set the shots up, the way rule number 2, and it would drop down on the screen, and the way it looked. Bill Murray being in it for a minute for a cameo and doing the Ghostbusters reenactment. It was all they were able to handle the balance of the horror aspect of it, but put more attention on the comedy aspect of it and make it very much a video game come to life in much the same way as what was that movie? Something Saves the Galaxy. It wasn't Jesse. Who's the kid that played in Superbad?
Yeah. No. Oh my God. It's got Christopher Evans.
Yeah, it's got everybody in the sun in it.
Zach Pilgrim Saves the World.
Zach Pilgrim. It was very much Zach Pilgrim Saves the World or whatever it's called meets zombies, and that's what you had in this movie. And I loved it, dude. It was very unique. It was very different. Woody Harrelson's a golden treasure that should always like have women flocking to him and have his butt feathered constantly to cool it off from all the shit that he has from Twinkies. But yes, it was incredible.
Did I say Scott Pilgrim? Is that what I said?
Scott Pilgrim Saves the World. Scott Pilgrim Saves the World. Yes.
The chat was saying Scott Pilgrim, and I was like, I felt like I said something different.
I think you said Zach Pilgrim. I went along with you, but I was like, maybe Zach Pilgrim's going to be in the sequel. But Scott Pilgrim Saves the World. Yeah, Zombieland was a comic movie come to life, and it was great. Yeah. I don't know. There's not much else.
Scott Pilgrim, guys. Ugh. I promise you, you might think that you would never fuck up. Like I just did this with this Halloween video I put out. I said something that was actually in the movie, and there's like 1,000 people, like, and I promise you, if you try to do this, you get on a stream for 3 fucking hours, and I'm not yelling at you, bro.
You sound like an angry, disgruntled.
No. I realize it sounded like that. I'm not. I'm laughing.
You're fired.
About it. But I would think the same thing if I was just watching two fucking assholes on a screen, and if they fucked up a movie, I'd be like, "Oh my God, Jesus Christ! These guys don't even watch movies." But I promise you, you get in that situation. You ever been to trivia night and you're like, "Oh, I fucking know!" Like it's the most obvious goddamn answer, and for some reason, because I need to right now, I can't put it to the front of my fucking brain. I'm telling you, you guys have no idea how easy it is to fuck up.
It happens.
Don't get frustrated.
But look, you know what? We corrected ourselves and we moved on past it. It was Scott Pilgrim Saves the World.
It was. I was actually confused about the Save the World part for a second, but
I thought it was Save the Galaxy. So we actually both got it wrong. He said Zach Pilgrim and I said Saves the Galaxy. That sounds like the sequel. Zach Pilgrim Saves the Galaxy.
1,000 times. Yeah, it's way harder than you think to get your ducks in a row. But anyways, so Zombieland did not. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I saw somebody giving you shit. They're like at 9. That's it. I'm just going to take that heat off you real quick, Jay, and say it's not even in my fucking top 10. Now, I fought with myself. It was between my number 10 was between Day of the Dead. Fuck, See what I mean? I'm doing it right goddamn now. It was between Day of the Dead and that movie when they're in the fucking movie theater. It was the only Italian one that almost made my list. I will talk about when we get to the honorable
It's not
mentions, but
zombie, is it? With the like,
no,
okay.
it wasn't that one. But now I'm all fucked up. But no, Zombieland did not make my list. And here's why: like, I like Zombieland. I think it's an entertaining movie to watch. I love fucking Woody Harrelson. I think the movie's fucking great. I have no problems with
just missing Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, but for some reason, for me, I just don't have the reverence for Zombieland that other people do. To me, I think it's that as much as I enjoy it as a comedy, just like something easy to watch, it feels like they're too in on the joke they're making the entire fucking movie. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like they're, I don't know how else to say it. It feels like they're all too in on the joke. It feels a little too kitschy and obvious for me the entire time. I still love it, but that's why I didn't make my top 10. But anyways, so my number 9 is going to be.
No, don't take the heat off. I'm glad that you stepped in and said I'm going to take the heat off you, but I enjoy it. I need it.
You didn't need it. You didn't need it.
I need
but I
a tan.
wanted to.
Look how white my face is. I look like fucking Casper.
I think that's just the light in your face. But
no, it's my face.
Go outside.
I'm pure white.
Are you?
I'm turning into goddamn powder.
This seems really low.
Sometimes
on the list.
I just chase the thunder.
This seems really low on the list too, but it's going to be Dawn of the Dead, the original.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I know it seems low.
Am I getting crazy? Am I getting crazy? He got them 6-shooters out, both barrels loaded.
Poom.
He's got 2 6-shooters, guys. Wild Bill Hickok over here.
Thank you, Michael Parton. By the way, the movie I was thinking of was Demons, 1985. That almost got my 10 slot. Barely missed it. I don't have any Italian horror in this list, actually. Like, I know a lot of people love. Me and Jay have never been huge fans of it, but that movie was fun.
We talk
fucking riding on a bike in the middle of a movie theater with chainsaws, so that almost made it. So, but no, look, the reason that this movie's not higher on the list, it's fucking great. I love the movie. It's a classic. It's a classic fucking movie. I can't help that I grew up. You know what I mean? That I was born in 1985. I can't help that I grew up, and when I was really getting into horror, we had zombies running. You know what I mean? We had fucking running zombies. We had crazier shit. You go back and you watch Dawn of the Dead, and it's a fucking classic, and it's great. But I am sorry, as I mentioned earlier, these zombies that they're just toying with and smacking in the back of the head and kicking around and shit, it just doesn't have, going back and watching that, not experiencing the first zombie wave, having seen all these current zombies, you know, the 20 days later and all that stuff going on, going back and seeing that, it does take away from it. Now, the commentary he was making about like our whole society, about commerce,
consumerism.
Yeah, about all that shit like that. The fact that these people, like, they have it innately in their brains that they want to be in the mall even though they're fucking dead was genius. That was awesome. Kim Farree's fucking amazing. I love the movie. Like, I do. But it's just the only reason it's so low on this list is it's just like the zombies just weren't scary enough, you know?
It's one of those generational questions too. No, I know, I get what you're saying, because when we were born, I was born in 84. You grew up when you grow up, you know, you grow up in a different time frame. And when those movies came out originally, they must have been like super terrifying for people that were like 18 or 19 years old when they were seeing them for the first time. So it is very generational. The difference with me, I guess, is I was exposed to these movies very early before I saw the running zombies, because I'm talking about, like, I saw Nightmare on Elm Street when I was 7. So by like I was 9, not only was I beating my pecker, but I was also looking at, like, I had older siblings that lived with me that were renting like Night of the Living Dead, the Savini remake, the Dawn of the Dead, the Day of the Dead. So I grew up, and zombies have always fucking terrified me anyway. They've always scared me, but I'm fascinated by them. But I guess because I'll get into my own critique of Dawn of the Dead, the original, and Day of the Dead. But I will agree that I think that horror movies, specifically, I'm talking about zombies, are generational. So you're not going to find one thing as scary as the generation before you if you grew up with the running zombies, or that's how you perceive something that's like super scary as the running zombies. I don't know.
I think, to say some good things about it. And I think it feels long. It does feel long, but I actually, that's sort of a positive as much as it's a negative. You know what I mean? Like the way he went from set piece to set piece in that movie, George Romero is just fucking genius, dude.
Yeah.
And the idea of them being in the mall, just the way, like that, I think that's the funnest part of the movie. And in the remake, also,
I love that
like
part, yeah.
The fact that you're in a mall and you can do whatever you want to do. Like you can run around when Ken Faree makes them that steak dinner.
Yeah.
And like when they running around Macy's, wherever fucking store it was, that stuff. And then you introduce the bikers. They did the bikers way better in this than they did in the remake. In the remake, they kind of stopped the party and like they took over the show, and then we're having to deal with these security guard assholes and all this stuff. When the bikers showed up in this one, it was a fucking party. Tom Savini and them showed up, and it was crazy. But it's a classic, man. I love it. It's a great movie.
Well, I'm gonna do this last one that I really got to go piss though.
Okay.
So my number 8's gonna be. I love this movie, dude. And I know, and I know you guys are going to be like, holy shit, this guy has been replaced by an alien and butt probed. But I'm telling you, I love this movie. It's Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Shocker. Holy fuck. Yeah. No, I do know you love that movie.
I love that movie. And not only do I love the soundtrack, because I used to bore Mike to death because I always used to play, I came, I saw, I conquered, I balled. I love that song. But what I love the best about this movie is I like the friendship aspect that they go with. It kind of felt like Stand By Me and American Pie mixed in with zombies, and I love that aspect about it. I thought it was really funny and really cool. It was different. They did what Zombieland did, but they did it in a like, I don't know, something a little bit more of an an easier way for me to get on board with. I don't know. It felt very much like hanging out with your friends and this shit happens. Like, if I could put myself in those guys' position and be like, you're fucking nerds, you're geeks, you hang out, nobody wants to be partying with you. You get invited to the wrong goddamn party, and now you got to go save the world from some fucking zombies, and you ripped a guy's dick off. Like, dude, there's so many cool, like different. By the way, the guy at the very beginning of the movie is the guy from the long-haired dude is from I always want to say Office Space, but it's not. He's the scraggly-haired guy from there's 4 of them, not Office Space. What the fuck is it? Where they're like business guys or they hang out, but they don't really do their job. They're slackers.
Is it a show or a movie?
No, it's a show.
Workaholics.
Yeah, the guy at the very beginning, he's like singing Beyonce, and he's a janitor. I mean, it sets the tone immediately. So what it does, what Shaun of the Dead does, but it's also got like an American Pie spirit to it. It's also got some Stand By Me in it at the same time. I think it's a really cool movie. I think it's unique. I really do. I think it's, and that's why I love it so much, because when it came out, I was like, yeah, this is going to be like another Shaun of the Dead ripoff or Zombieland, but it wasn't. It had its own staying power. And like some of the, like, he was like, well, maybe we should try to communicate with the zombie. He's like, yeah, you could go ahead and say that when he's eating your nutsack like a fucking street taco later. And then when the bigger kid like goes into the girl's closet or in the girl's room, and he's like, it smells like pixie sticks and hope in here.
By the way, I like that Clinton did the Workaholics thing. I love that fucking show. It's like boom, I'm fresh. You remember the beginning of that show?
Yeah, we used to listen.
I love that show, man.
So all right, so that's my number 8. You can give your number 8, and I gotta.
I dig it though. I didn't expect that. It's a surprise from your back pocket.
Well, look, I know people are gonna be like, that movie fucking blew asshole. But dude, there's also one part of the kid that played Cyclops when he's like getting ready to fall out the window, and the trampoline is his own, and he's grabbing that zombie's dick, and he looks over and sees he's got a dick, and he's like, ah. He starts screaming like in a high pitched that scream. I don't know. I just thought it was funny as fuck.
I kind of want to watch it now.
He's like, Augie, how did you find it? He's like, I followed the stench of betrayal. All right. Like, no, I'm just kidding. I saw your car outside.
Go pee, because I have to pee.
All right.
I'm going to pee in your mouth. That was him saying yes. I don't know if you guys could tell, but he totally told me I could pee in his mouth later. You know what I mean? But anyways, my number 8 is going to be, and then I'll grab some of your all's chitty chats. My number 8 is going to be, oh damn, we're just running in the same fucking circle here is what we're doing. It was hard to separate these two, like, I understand that it's weird to say that I like this one better, but I like it just that little much better. What's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? Just that little bit extra. I realize it shouldn't get this credit. Okay. It's going to be Dawn of the Dead, the remake. It shouldn't get this credit, I realize, because by proxy, by definition alone, as a remake, it didn't come up with the idea. And the genius of Dawn of the Dead was the original idea. So better movie, deserves more respect. It's absolutely the original Dawn of the Dead. But for my list, my top 10 favorite movies to watch in zombie movie land, it comes in just a little bit ahead of the original. And that's the best way I can possibly explain that. You know what I mean? Like, the original definitely deserves more respect because it's an original idea. But it's the Dawn of the Dead remake. And the reason why is because, look, that opening, now that's the one thing I will give it. The opening to the remake is heads and tails better than the fucking opening to the original, in my opinion. And it's one of the, if you had to make a list of top 10 best horror movie openings of all time, Scream would be number 1. But if you did a list, Ghost Ship would be in that list too, by the way. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. There's no doubt top 10 horror, fucking Friday 13th, 2009. That'd be in there too. But what I'm saying is the Dawn of the Dead remake's opening. I think it was either Amy Smart or Sarah Polley. I can't ever remember, but that fucking opening was fucking metal, dude. I mean, it fucking set the goddamn tone. The movie never lived up to it as good as the movie was. But that opening alone was so fucking crazy. I mean, they brought zombies to suburbia in a way that I've never seen before. When they're being chased out of the fucking house and driving down the street and the zombies running around and shit's exploding from behind and that camera angle takes fuck, man. The opening to Dawn of the Dead remake's one of the top 10 horror openings of all time. And I have no shame in saying that. And then you get back to, it's kind of cool because you got to do the Dawn of the Dead original idea, which was, hey, let a zombie attack in a mall. Holy fuck yeah, let's go. That sounds amazing. Great idea. And it's the perfect thing to remake because malls were different back then, you know? So now we got, what would that look like today? And you put that idea in today's malls, the ones we all live in and can relate to. And what would you do if you were in the mall during a zombie apocalypse? Because that's the great question the movie asked. And there's way more important ones. But for us, we're like, dude, what would I do if I was in the mall and I could just do anything during a zombie apocalypse? Basically, now malls are zombie apocalypses, but you get what I'm saying. Now we have Amazon. So basically, we do live that life, only you have to pay for it. But you know, I just thought that making the zombies run was a genius move. It was a ballsy move. It's the kind of shit Zack Snyder does. Crab cakes in football. That's what Zack Snyder does. He pisses people off, but he takes fucking chances and he does wild shit. He's all gas, no fucking break. And that's what I love so much about Zack Snyder. And he did that. And he doesn't always make the right decision. And that happens here a little bit. Like when they get to the mall, everything's great. Everything's crazy. Everything's fucking wild and unhinged. Now, when the asshole redneck security guards come out, I feel like the fun kind of grinds down to a halt. You got the guy from Modern Family in there, Ty Burrell, who's fucking awesome, and he was playing a dickhead, which is a crazy thought. I love a lot of the stuff they did when they got to like armoring the bus and everything. I thought it's kind of got a little long in the tooth towards the end, but for a while, man, that movie was just nonstop, all gas, no fucking break fun, and I love it, man. It was making the zombies run was a great choice. Now, I don't think he was the first one to do it, but to take a Romero film and do it. Maybe it was the first one. I don't know. You guys have to tell me. You guys are smart as fuck. But he was one of the early ones to do it. So I just, you know, it's a great fucking movie. It's a great fucking movie, Steven. And I don't care if you don't like it as much as me. Austin, thanks, buddy. He says, favorite zombie killers. Mine are Ash, Negan, and Kelly from Ash versus Evil Dead. Now, it's weird. Some people don't consider the Deadites zombies because they have a specific name. They're Deadites. So I don't have Evil Dead in my list anywhere because to me, Deadites are a little bit different, but I totally respect that. And that's the thing about zombies. They're fucking fictional characters. They can be whatever classification you want them to fucking be. You know? So I respect that. But fucking, if Deadites are zombies, Ash has got to be on the fucking list for sure. I think Woody Harrelson. I know it didn't make my top 10, but Woody Harrelson would be on that list. Ken Faree would be on that list for sure from the original Dawn movies. That's a really good question, Austin.
But you already did it.
What?
Did you do your number 8? Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah. Mine was the Dawn of the Dead remake at number 8. Austin, that's a good question from Austin, and I'm going to stop out and pee. But Austin asked, favorite zombie killers. Who are your favorite zombie killers?
Question. That's a really good one. Well, I would say Johnny Depp's legal team is my favorite zombie killers. No, I'm kidding. Favorite zombie killers. Well, you said Ash on there. That's definitely up there. I would say Ash is probably, Ash is up there. You got to throw in Woody Harrelson. I mean, you know, again, don't let my list fool you. As far as zombie killers, Woody Harrelson is the man. And then, do I have anyone? Yeah, I don't have. Yeah, I don't have any particular favorites. I mean, those two probably would be the ones I would think of, but Ash is definitely one of those. The Raider. Now, come on. The Raider Lorian says Rick Grimes. I know. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that. No, I totally forgot about that. Holy shit. Rick Grimes is fucking badass. So is Shane from The Walking Dead. They're both great zombie killers. But that's a TV show. So I mean, I didn't want to put that in, but dude, Cannibalistic Vegan, you are going to be pleasantly surprised, my good sir. Rick. Yeah. You can't argue with Rick. You can't argue with Rick. Bernie Gambana, Warm Body. I'll tell you what, Warm Bodies, I feel like is a good movie. It's a romantic comedy set in a zombie apocalypse. It's pretty unique. I don't think it got a lot of love when it came out, but I always kind of enjoyed the movie. I think I can never remember his name. He was banging Jennifer Lawrence, um, the main guy in that movie, Warm Bodies, and I can't remember. He was also Beast in X-Men Origins and all that stuff. But yeah, I thought the movie was pretty good. Tomo Agato says, by the way, did you hear we're getting a new Daredevil and Charlie Cox is back in Red, Jay? Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think that, what I'm not excited about is that, are we going to go back to the origin story though? Like, that's where I'm concerned with, because I feel like Netflix did such a great job introducing Charlie Cox and the Daredevil character and doing a phenomenal work on the action sequences and making Daredevil a badass, but also a sympathetic character. Are we going to have to go back through all of that? Are they actually going to incorporate Netflix, some of the origin parts of it? Probably not. So I'm kind of nervous on that, but it is cool that they are recognizing how great Charlie Cox was in that particular movie. Michael Parton, thank you so much. He says, God damn, okay, my mouse wasn't working. It was uncooperative. Jay, I will be so happy if you put Zombie by Lucio Fulci on your list, because it's a great unofficial sequel to Dawn of the Dead called Zombie 2. Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. We're not going to give away the whole show early on. I mean, okay, we gotta play it out here. But yeah, I do know what you're talking about. That was another particular Italian movie that I was debating on whether or not it was going to get into my top 10. It's a great movie. It really is. And I'm not much on, and I know, I think Mike had mentioned it. It's kind of blasphemy. I'm not much on Italian directors with horror movies, but it's a good, Zombie is a very good movie. You guys get a chance to watch it. Enigma 523 says, did you see trash Resident Evil trailer on Netflix, Jay? Yeah, I did. It smelled like a burning garbage can on fire in July. It was fucking terrible. I don't even know what the hell is going on. I zoned out. I think I had PTSD. It's terrible. I don't understand. I never got why it's so fucking difficult to make a Resident Evil movie that is very close to the source material and also a great movie. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I mean, I feel like the characters are already great. I feel like the storyline that's presented in the video games is already great. I don't know why they got to keep fucking around with these origin stories. They got to change things. They got to make this thing. They got to do this thing. I feel like, obviously you have to adapt it for film, right? The video games of Resident Evil, but you could do that and not really sacrifice the story and the characters in doing so. I don't get studios. I really don't. These, the studio is the same studio that fired George Romero. George Romero was going to be, doing a Resident Evil movie back in the day, and they fired him because the script was too big and going to be too costly. And so he said, eat a dick and go fly a kite. So he walked off the project. But yeah, I just don't get it. I feel like Resident Evil is already, it's already a pre-made great story ready to be told in a cinematic way, and they just keep fucking it up. But they call me Stamps. Thank you so much. He says, sorry I can't stay. It's my cousin's graduation, but I wanted to drop in and give the Wham fam some love. Hey man, it's always nice to hear from you, and your profile pics, it continues to be sexy and amazing. And I hope your cousin's graduation goes well, and congratulations to your cousin, for sure. X shit says, Mike making drinks. Yeah, he's probably making a few. A butt colonic is probably one too. JT Custom says, what do you think about Resident Evil Infinite Darkness? Is that one of the animated ones? I've seen I think I'm up to date on some of the most of the Resident Evil animated films, if that's a newer one, but the title's not ringing any bells. But Berto075 says, Jay, have you played Resident Evil Village? I have not played the Resident Evil Village. I couldn't afford the game, so what I did was I just wind up going on YouTube and watching the story. That's what you do when you when you eating po' bowl sandwiches. Sometimes you just go and watch. But I mean, even if sometimes you don't have the time or whatever to invest in a game. But I did watch the entire Resident Evil Village FMV, all the cutscenes and stuff. It seemed like a great game. Seemed like a really cool, fun game for sure.
I like to watch your cutscenes.
Yeah,
I
they're
know what that
great.
means.
They're always left out on the Blu-ray cutting floor, though. The best parts.
What was your number 7? Oh, did you already say it, or have you not said
No,
it?
I haven't got to it yet.
Oh, okay.
By the way,
I
apparently,
just want to make sure I went behind.
by the way, the great, sexy Master Chief himself, Courtney Reed, brought down the thunder and lightning with the super chat. We must have missed it, but we will get you. We'll find it, Courtney. I promise to God, we will. Okay.
I'm going back.
Courtney is what we owe our allegiance to. Okay. He died on. There it is. Okay. Courtney says, "Join me on this hill, Jay. Thor 4 will be this to Thor 3."
Greater than.
You don't even have to ask me, okay, sir. We've already got a campsite picked out on that hill, and you and I are roasting marshmallows, waiting on Mike to come up the hill and join us there as well. Okay, we've also got baked beans and some spray for insects.
Well,
yes,
I'll wait till you guys come back in the tent and we'll fuck later. But I'm gonna say it's gonna
be a threesome. But no, yeah, dude. I heard. I don't know. Mike put up something with the trailer thing with Thor 4. And there was a lot of negativity or a lot of snapback or something. I don't know. But the point being is like, listen, and I know that she's an important character, and I don't really want to get into the details of it, but I don't give one rat's fuck about Thor 4 necessarily. So if they cut down Chris Hemsworth's involvement in it, I really don't care to see a jacked up Natalie Portman. She's still hot, but I don't give a shit.
Her arms are jacked. You got to give her credit for that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, but at the end of the day, Lady Thor, she is a very important character of the Marvel comic books, and no doubt about that. I'm not like dissing that she's a lady or whatever, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck.
I just want to see more
I just
Thor
don't
movies
care.
now. But I'll say this, like, I think it's going to be the exact same as the last movie. Same director, same theme, same vibe from the whole thing. Guardians are in it, so that might be cool.
Well, here's the thing, and again, I'm just going to leave you guys with this little tidbit of thought.
I'm gay.
Yes, and loving the dick since 1976. But what about some, they got to have Guardians of the Galaxy and Chris Hemsworth in the movie to sell it. You know what I mean? If it was so written in stone that it was going to be huge and popular and it was going to do its own thing and stand alone with its own legs and move forward, and it was going to be a great cinematic adventure, why come they got to have those particular characters in the movie to sell it? I mean, I'm not talking about small roles because they don't seem like they have small roles. I just feel like they're using the audiences what they prefer to get their asses in the seat to watch, just to get them to listen to your shitty originals, and people don't want to do that.
I think Hole and a Half kicks ass.
But again, I'm just saying. I mean, that's my opinion is I don't. Thor 4, dude. I mean, come on. If you don't have what I really wanted, I think everybody wanted was the continuation of Fat Thor. They wanted to see where that goes, and you're not going to get it. You
do see him working out a little bit and trying to lose the Fat Thor.
No, weight, you get it, but you don't get it. But I mean, the thing is with Lady Thor is important. Again, I know my comics. And I know that she is in and so is Beta Ray Bill, and I haven't seen Beta Ray Bill or Thunderstrike. Eric Masterson. So if you want to get technical about it, let's go back to the 1990s, and I could talk to you all day about Thor comics and who they were. But my point being is Lady Thor didn't come out till much later. But my point being also is the fact that I don't give a shit about Lady Thor. Yeah, so that's the end of the days. I don't care.
I did like Natalie Portman's character as Jane, as how she was. I thought it was really interesting.
She was great.
She was this normal person who met this superhero, and they had to figure out this relationship. I thought
Jane Foster has always been a great character, and she was a good Jane Foster. But I don't care about her being, Thor or not Thor. But I have no interest in it.
Riker H says Michael Jackson's Thriller is a top zombie film. That's fair.
I couldn't argue with you there.
That's fair.
That was an amazing music video. I can't remember who said that. Someone said that the Michael Jackson Thriller video put the zombie franchise on ice for a long time, just because they kind of made fun of it with the Michael. They didn't really. I mean, they made fun of it, but they kind of made it like this musical thing. It kind of put it on ice for a long time. If you guys couldn't come out with a scary zombie movie because they fucking danced with Michael Jackson.
That makes sense. If you guys ever get a chance to watch the Indian version of Thriller, fucking watch it. That dude rocked the shit out of that, man. After this stream, watch the Indian zombie. It's fucking amazing. It's amazing. Iggy the Alien, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Says, in my opinion, people really need to go over the idea of the original X is automatically the best. This goes back to the Dawn of the Dead conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes sequels and remakes can be better, more enjoyable. Have respect for the original, but don't idolize it. I
That's
could
true.
not agree more,
That's true.
Inky. Like, I think it's like everyone's afraid to say it. Like you're afraid to say that you like this movie better than that movie, you
Yeah.
know. And at some point in this list, I'm going to eat my own words here, but I have a good reason for it. But I think we do need to be more open about that. Like, hey, I grew up in this generation. This movie spoke to me more than the last movie. It doesn't mean I don't appreciate that movie. It doesn't mean I don't know movies. I'm just being honest with you. And I think if more people were honest, a lot more people would admit that they like certain remakes better than the originals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's fair.
I think you're both full of shit, but I agree with you. No, I get what you're saying.
Oh
yeah, we already read that one. I couldn't. They already had some really good ones. I think
Amar
I picked Ash.
Logic said, "Hey guys, I'm getting married next weekend.
Hey,
Congratulations, man! Was hoping to get some wedding night advice from Dr. Chalice and Slenderman. Love you guys.
Oh my God.
Well, what you want to do? All right. There's going to be a lot of poontang at a wedding. All right, a lot of poontang at a wedding. So you're going to be walking around there. There's going to be bridesmaids. You know, your mother-in-law." Specifically, I know you've always probably wondered who doesn't want to do their mother-in-law, you know what I mean? But you know, you just keep your eyes on your wife, all right? Have you 7 to 12 high lives, all right? And you know, just go in there and you know, you're a doctor. You're a doctor, whether you're a doctor or not, have the confidence of a doctor, and you that night, you're definitely just remember you're getting laid. You know, have you some vodka with some slice in it. Some slice so she doesn't know you keep drinking after the 12 high lives, and you know, part of your fucking face off, man, but keep your eyes narrowed on your lady unless she's not around, and then you could squeeze. Every man at his wedding is allowed to squeeze a few butt cheeks, you know.
Yeah, so that's good advice if your name is Mark Wahlberg and you don't care if you want to smack your woman around a little bit before she get in the mood. What me was gonna say was like, well, on your wedding night, make sure that you was cleaned up. You know, you're gonna be out drinking the fool's drink and things like that. Gonna be sweating on the floor of your dance hall. So when you get inside the apartment or the hotel room that you were staying at for your wedding evening, where you gonna knock boots. So what you need to do is go into the shower, okay, and make sure you scrub all the crevices, things like that, get every kind of stink juice out. And then you come out and you come out fountain. You come out like very salty. Like, how you doing, baby? And she be like, me doing so well. Or you be like, well, me know you're gonna do well. And guess what? Me gonna take this very slow and gentle. Then you put on some Marvin Gaye on the CD player, right? You put on some Marvin Gaye and like, let's get on. And then she gonna be like, now me in the mood, and then maybe see her little strawberry with chocolate on it, and just like, here you go, like, let's give to her like that, you see, and then and then you like, now me ready, and you get in the sack, and you make children's, you gonna be a good dude, and that's about it.
And make sure Subway caters your event.
Just make sure that you to the hell with respect. Don't smack her around. Be like, me have Miller Lite, now me drunk, me gonna do you like a prison convict.
You don't always have
like,
to fuck
you
her
don't want her
hard.
coming up later on be like, yeah, me wedding night was all right, but him smelled like Mike Tyson released from prison. I just smelled Miller Lite breath and he was aggressive. Don't need that.
Michael Parton, thanks, buddy. Says Jay, I'll be so happy if you put zombie.
No, I read that one.
Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah. I bet that's not going to happen.
I didn't say anything.
Anthony Stamps, welcome. Man.
I saw that one. I read that one.
Oh, okay. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Anthony. Either way. Okay. We are back to the list. That kid is back on the escalator. Jay, what is your number 7?
So my number 7, and again, well, now this is going to get into the technicalities, but I don't give a damn. A basket's a basket in the NBA. I don't care how you got it. I don't care if you had to elbow somebody to get it. It's 28 Days Later. Is my number 7. And again, we've already briefly talked about this, but 28 Days Later came out in 2002. It was the first time a zombie movie was introduced that showed these running zombies that were aggressive. They were a lot more persistent than the zombies that you'd seen before. And I know they were trying to play like, well, it ain't a zombie, it's a rage virus, motherfucker. But I was like, well, that's like Ridley Scott saying that Prometheus wasn't an alien movie. Go suck a dick. Who's believing you, sir?
That's a great point.
It's the same thing. It's like, oh, you didn't want it to be an alien movie, but it's an alien movie. Anyway, that's what I think 28 Days Later is. They just didn't want to be a part of the zombie genre, but it is a zombie movie. But it was really cool, grounded zombie movie. One of the first I'd seen that did that. whereas like the last man on earth, it's literally showcasing. Imagine that. And like The Walking Dead kind of copied that with Rick Grimes. Imagine waking up in a hospital room, being completely abandoned, and you're walking the streets of this big, once populated town in London or wherever, and it's just empty. And then you run into these fucking crazed ass, like foaming at the mouth, rabid people that want to like just tear you limb from limb. I feel like, and that was scary. And Cillian Murphy was a god in that. Like he was so good and so underrated as far as the acting ability that he performed on stage. And what it did, I said on film, but what it did was also it showcased an isolationism that had been missing for a long time in a zombie movie. Like if you look at a zombie movie, there's always usually a groups, survivor groups. You have to rely on somebody, they have to rely on you, build trust up, go to a picnic. This was like, what would you do if you were literally, you had to rely on yourself and you're not trained. You're not like a hand-to-hand expert. You're not Bruce Lee. You're not fucking Rambo. You're just a regular guy that used to have a regular job, and you wake up in a hospital room, you walk outside and everybody wants to eat your butthole off, literally.
Yeah. And your little dick when it's bush.
Yeah.
Is
And
like
then you got to figure out how to survive. It's fucking scary, man. And you know, the first thing you think, I got to go to like fucking Lowe's and get some like lumber and shit so I can build a, or whatever. I got to get some weapons. I got to get some food. I feel like 28 Days Later is a very, very cool movie, and it does change the nature of the zombie as we had come to know it up to that point. Like in 2002, everyone thought of zombies George Romero style. It was only that style, and 28 Days Later said, "I'm gonna butt fuck that out of existence," or not like out of existence, but I'm gonna showcase like you can butt fuck too.
I'm gonna put that in the wrong hole.
So yeah, 28 Days Later is the reason why it's my number 7.
The zombies genre ain't gonna walk right for a fucking month, man. Totally agree.
They ride a horse.
Couldn't agree more, man. We'll talk about that more later. My number 7 is gonna be Wreck.
I like
Wreck,
that one. That's a good one.
R-E-C, Wreck. One of the scariest zombie movies of all time. One of the scariest found footage movies of all time. Man, that movie fucked me up, dude. Like the first time I saw it, man, found footage, subtitles, didn't matter, dude. When they go up in that fucking room, it was one of the most holy shit experiences of my movie watching life and career, dude. Like when they go up in that thing and that camera's panning around, you know, up in that attic hole or whatever it was, and that thing's like, get it! I was like, fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, they do that.
Oh my god, dude! Like some of the best jump scares.
Look like an IRS agent.
Gotcha. So some of the best jump when that body hits the floor, man. They're trapped in that building. Fuck, dude. Wreck fucked me up. And you know, a lot of people have taken the model of that and done it over and over again.
Yeah.
So I don't know if talking about like what generation you grew up in. I don't know 100% of people that this point in found footage, if they go back and watch that now, if it's gonna fuck them up like it did me then. But that movie hooked me in the fucking face, dude. It was genuinely maybe the most scary movie on this entire fucking list.
Yeah, you felt like Mike Tyson, like you felt like the guy that got his ass beat on the airplane by Mike Tyson.
Yeah, dude.
Like just this monster comes over the seats and just starts beating the. By the way, that guy deserved it. That guy fucking
deserved it.
He was antagonized. You antagonized a fucking monster, dude. That's like antagonizing a tiger that's outside of its cage. You did that, and then you threw a water ball at him, you stupid bitch. And then he responded. But anyway, Wreck is a very. By the way, and he's talking about the original, not Quarantine. Quarantine is the American remake, but.
Yeah, Clinton said that he never saw Wreck, but saw Quarantine. Same thing, apparently. Not the same thing.
It's
dude.
not.
No,
they watered it down. They watered
Quarantine
it down.
may have fucked up your Wreck experience a little bit by seeing that first, since it has some of the same beats. But I mean, dude, fucking Quarantine's like here, and Wreck is like fucking here.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not even close, dude.
Wreck is scary, dude, and not to mention that it makes you pay attention to the screen because you got to read subtitles, so you're really into that shit. You're like,
yeah, you're like. It says
like I was just trying to read, bitch.
Yeah, man. All right, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is going to be well, you know, and it's lower on my, you know, again, these are top 10, so it's not. It seems low, but it's not. But it is in comparison to this top 10. But it's going to be Train to Busan. Is my number 6. Train to Busan. Yeah. We watched that. I think so. I think it was coming out. I don't remember how we reviewed it, but dude, I had no expectations going into that movie. I think it is a South Korean movie. It is one of the best zombie movies I've ever seen. Period. Like, and the reason why it's so good is the fact that it's got something different about it that you didn't really see in other zombie movies. It's got heart to it. It's got like an actual beating pulse to it. In the middle of it is about a father reconnecting with his daughter and all the trials and tribulations they have to go to, and then finally understanding how important she is to him. I feel like it's got the best of both worlds. It's got the horror element to it for sure, and the effects look great, but it's got something like an emotional anchor to it that really never takes the foot off the gas, because you're more, I mean, yeah, of course you're interested, like, why did this happen? Why are there zombies? You know, are they going to get to point A to point B? But you're really interested, are they going to repair their relationship? You know, is the dad going to realize how important she, and that all happens later, and it evolves beautifully throughout the film. The Train to Busan is so underrated. It's criminally underrated that most people don't even remember or don't even know that movie exists. And I definitely feel like it's a top 10 zombie movie, period. And there are plans to remake that movie. I have no hope for it. I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to lose something in translation, it's just going to be Hollywoodized, and it's going to be, you know, fucking Charlize Theron or some bullshit, and she's got, you know,
it's always Charlize Theron.
It's Charlize Theron and fucking you know, Nicolas Cage is her husband, and he's got to I gotta get on the train.
No, that I would
it would be fucking wild. If Nicolas Cage was the dad, it'd be weird, but he would not be like the guy that would be. But the guy that played the dad in this, so underrated, and he's a South Korean actor. I don't know his name, but it wasn't just him. It was the little girl. Everything about that movie is just really, really well done. Everything just fits perfectly, and you knew exactly what kind of movie they were making. They were making a heartfelt father-daughter, or not even father-daughter, just a father with his child movie, a heartfelt movie with zombies around the peripheral, and it was perfect. It was just really, really well done.
I'll make this short and sweet, man, because, dude, we're the same.
By the way, that's so weird, dude. Like, again, we made this list completely. We haven't even seen each other in a week.
Yeah.
Like, we made this shit in our mother's basements, like, you know, sucking on cum juice. And that's so weird that you came up with number 6 too.
Cum popsicles. You come in an ice tray and put it in a freezer and put a stick in it, and then ew, God, we're so gross. You ever say stuff that just bums you out, dude?
Yeah, I shouldn't have said what I said, and I felt ashamed about it, but then you made it worse with what you said.
Damn it. Jesus. This is our legacy.
It is. That's all we're going to do.
Popsicles. That's what we leave behind when we're gone. Oh, fuck. Yeah, dude, it's the same. Train to Busan. You said it right yourself, man. It's the fucking one of the saddest endings.
Super sad, yeah.
In the history. It's right up there with The Mist, top like 5 saddest horror endings of all time. And the character building, man, the character arcs are so fucking good. And it's a great movie about being a dad. And it's a great movie about you and your fellow man, like, you know what I mean, like the big buff dude who, like, that scene, dude, where they go fighting through the cart. Holy fuck, dude, that you just infused some Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone fucking action shit into this heartfelt.
You know what that reminded me of? That movie. Remember The Riot? It was another foreign movie. It was like The Riot, the way that they choreographed that fight scene. It felt the same way.
Fucking it's just an amazing goddamn movie. Like, I even talking about it, I'm like, fuck, this should be higher. This should be like top 3. I don't know. Like,
I was saying the same thing too. I was like, yeah, we're gonna, but it is an amazing movie. Yeah,
I love it. If you guys haven't seen Train to Busan, don't let the subtitles stop you.
No, it's good. You guys will love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10, by the way. I think we gave it a 10, which, again, I'm pretty sure it should be higher on the list.
All these movies, I think, got close to a 10. All these movies did, I think.
So, 5, you fucking slut. Oh, you dirty birdie.
It's gonna be Dawn of the Dead, the 1970s.
Okay.
I don't remember what year it came out. 74, 75. The reason why I like this movie so much is because I feel like, you know, you just mentioned it in the Train to Busan. The character building.
It's not The Riot, it's The Raid. No.
The Raid, The Raid. I'm sorry. Yeah, The Raid. The Raid Part 2. We watched The Raid Part 2, not the first one. The Raid Part 2 is the one. The hallway. Is that the hallway scene?
No, I think you're getting it confused with that movie by the RoboCop director that we saw. That was fucking awesome. It was
we watched The Raid. I know we watched The Raid, but we watched the sequel to The Raid.
Yeah, and there was a remake too. I don't fucking know. Anyways, yeah.
But anyway, it was great. Dawn of the Dead, the original. The reason why I have it so high on my list is, again, Mike mentioned actually with Train to Busan. I feel like the character building in Dawn of the Dead was so well done, and it was so interesting to see the political commentary done in such a subtle, particular way that it's not only like you're watching it and then you're like, oh, I get what they're going for here. When you get older, when you're a kid and you're watching, you're like, you don't get it, but you just see these gruesome, horrific scenes. But when you get older, you know, you understand what they're going for. And I feel like it was fucking freaky, man. There was something weird about it. Like, you know, at the very beginning when the SWAT team is going in to the rundown ghetto area and they have to, like, you know, burst in, and they've kept all these people in this boarded up area. And then there's the scene where it's like, holy shit, when the husband grabs the wife and he rips a big piece of her arm out and then her neck, it's fucking gross as shit. And you're like, holy shit, this should be illegal, because I think he just ate her, because it was the first time you saw shit like that. And I love the juxtaposition, because you have the jovial, crazy side, which we all would be. They all moved into a mall and they're all like, oh, I can spend all this money, or not spend money. They can just steal whatever they want and like live like kings. But the juxtaposition is outside, there's this well of horror that's slowly descending on your safe space. And then these bikers come in and fuck it all up. I loved it, man. I thought it was so good and so well done, and George Romero nailed it. And again, there's nothing wrong with movies having a little political subtext, or like a little commentary on the society of today, if you do it in the subtext and the smart way. And George Romero was skilled at doing that. He did that his entire career. And again, there's a difference between, doing it very subtly and then doing it over the head and like beating the fucking thing down. And I think that George Romero was a master of it. And Dawn of the Dead, to this day, dude, while I watch it, and I know the makeup is like, they're all blue and shit. They look like they're suffering from hypothermia. There's something weird and scary about it. Like, it just fucking freaks me out. I don't know what it is. Like, especially when he's sitting in the elevator and then they all come for him and then he opens the door and he's like, oh, I'm like, oh my God, it looks like a fucking guy that's looking for Black Friday deals.
It's something that I didn't mention either when we were talking about it. It's a great bro movie too. Like, the friendships kindled, like when one dude dies and they like bury him, like the friendships there were like really underrated in that movie.
Which you also saw, by the way, and they did a great job with this too. Totally forgot about this. Ken Foray was obviously he was great. I'm glad that he didn't die. I was always scared when I watched that movie. I was like, please tell me he doesn't like either get eaten by a zombie, because they're going to repeat what happened in Night of the Living Dead 1 or whatever, or he's going to shoot himself. He gets out, but the girl was actually really well done. So you see her transformation from this helpless girl into this badass girl toward the end, where she has to stand up for herself and kind of do her own thing. Which, again, by the way, guys, that's showing that you don't need to sacrifice femininity to be respected and a badass. Just like Ellen Ripley, there are badass women long before this bullshit movement on Twitter and whatever to make strong women be inclusive. She was a badass, but they had to have a character development to get her to where everybody was like, oh, she's awesome.
More specifically, Day of the Dead did that. She was a badass in that movie.
She was
like, by the way, go fuck yourself. I love it.
That's what I'm saying. Romero was good at doing that, except for the original. But other than that, like, he's always had the strong women in his movies. So
yeah, that's a great one. I'm gonna go with my mom.
Oh,
the store later.
Dirty incest. I knew you were from Kentucky all along.
Are you going to the mall later?
No, it's his mom and his sister at the same time.
Rizzuto. My number 5 is going to be, I just fucking saw it. I already forgot it. I have to look at my list here real quick. It's going to be a little bit of old 28 Days Later. This movie just stuck out, man. Like, when it came out and you watched it, you were like, not quite to the level the first time I saw 7. Like, I saw 7 and the credits come up and I'm like, fuck. But 28 Days Later sticks out in a way that like a 7 movie does. Like, when it came out, dude, it was just like, this is raw. This is edgy. This is a little bit better directed than the movies we're getting right now. It had an extra flair to it. It was just very special and it stood out a whole lot. Danny Boyle's, a lot of his movies do that. You know what I mean? Like Sunshine, shit like that. Like, he has a way of just having this edge to it. And how badass.
But Sunshine's no Sharon Stone. It's no Sharon Stone.
But so good, dude. And like you said it all earlier about it already, but the fact that the zombies were scarier to me in this, you can say they're not zombies, but to me they're fucking zombies.
They are. They were
scarier. The whole thing, dude, when he's looking out in that empty landscape and just walking around and it's like hello, and he wakes up in the middle of that shit. Like, and the movie's showing you like he's fucking just dicks hanging out and he's got like fucking needles in him and shit like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's so mean. It's such a mean movie. And then you throw on top the fucking and like, again, the army guys show up and the plot changes, right? And it turns into this, oh my God, we're going to try to repopulate the earth with one vagina. Congratulations, you're getting raped 17,000.
What if it was Rosie O'Donnell? I guess everybody would just die.
But it was so creepy, dude, the way they did it, the way they were like acting like they were friends and then like turned on him. And then when he finally snaps, there's so many layers to this movie. When he snaps after going through all that shit and it's like fucking raining and shit, and then that music, the House and the Heartbeat comes on.
So good. Yeah.
And he
John Murphy killed it.
Dude, when he starts killing people, you're like, God damn, this movie just took another fucking turn. It was so good, man.
Dude,
and
you know what? House in a Heartbeat would that's the John Murphy score that Mike's talking about. That's the prevalent theme in 28 Days Later. Dude, what if that had been the Brightburn theme?
That would have been cool. Dude, you could use House of Heartbeat for fucking anything.
Anyway,
You know
that's
what I mean?
true.
Like,
I've watched plenty of FMV. Like I watched like Final Fantasy VII with House in a Heartbeat.
yeah.
I've watched that on
It's
YouTube. But yeah, it's true.
so
But
good,
yeah,
man.
another thing I want to add with 28 Days Later is that did you ever I don't know, I didn't notice until I watched it not long ago, but I watched it and does it not remind you of like this would be a perfect fucking movie, and the fact that they didn't do a music video to accommodate it for the Verve Pipe, because it reminds me of Bittersweet Symphony.
Kind of, yeah. I can see that.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I can see,
I like the way that Cillian Murphy looks and the way he's like I don't know, but yeah, dude, it's an underrated movie. I think it's definitely underrated. I don't think a lot of
it's
people talk about it.
and it sort of in a way is the Batman Begins of the zombie universe. I mean,
Mhm.
it really grounded everything. It made it real. It made it scary. So
Well, you
yeah,
imagine that. You imagine, the zombie movies that we had come to know up to that point were usually always they were already alert and aware,
mhm,
and then the zombie thing happens. But imagine being in the most vulnerable state that you could be in, wearing a hospital gown. Your dingling is like 2 seconds from being out in the open air.
mhm,
Your butt cheeks are hanging out. You wake up in a hospital out of a coma. The
mhm.
doctors and nurses are gone, and you have to figure out what the fuck is going on barefoot on. Dude, that's scary. Like you
Yeah.
imagine that. Like holy shit, that's
And,
scary.
and the scene where he goes back to his parents' house, that's
Yeah.
fucked up, man. It's good, great movie. Fuck, great movie, man.
Mhm.
Love it. 28 Weeks Later, by the way, not that big of a fan of. I hate how the fucking hero of the movie is a fucking cunt bag who let
Was
his
it
family get
28?
eaten by zombies. 28 Weeks
Oh
Later.
yeah, weeks. Well, I like Jeremy
Yeah.
Renner in it.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, that was good. And,
That's
and
why
the
I like.
scene where they're in the dark tunnel, that was
Yeah,
badass too.
I love that. Yeah.
Uh, anyway, what's your number 4,
So my
honey?
number 4, and again, I had to, yeah, dude, I was like, I don't know though, because I mean, there's an argument here that it could be number 1, and I get it, I gets you, okay, I feel you, dog, but it's gonna be Shaun of the Dead, and again, it's in my top 5, guys, okay, uh, it's in my top 5. Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Shaun of the Dead, and it was one of those movies I rented. I rented this movie at Hollywood Video. I remember renting this movie and I didn't know if I would like it or not. And like again, I've always had a fascination with zombie movies, but also been terrified by them. So I didn't know how I would react to this. I watched Shaun of the Dead. First 25 minutes, I stopped the movie and I went to Walmart and I bought the fucking movie because I was like, this is so unique. This is so different. This turns the entire zombie genre on its head and it does its own thing. It's funny, it's unique, it's heartfelt, it's got the horrific graphic zombie moments in it. And I like again, I loved the friendship building that happened between they were already friends, Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. I'm talking about, but in the movie though, Sean and I can't remember the Nick Frost's character in it, but it was so different from anything I've ever seen. And they pay homage, 100% homage to George Romero, but they add their own twist and spin on comedy in it. Dude, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. Not just one of the best zombie movies I've ever seen, one of the best movies I've ever seen because of the friendship that is propelling this movie along throughout the entire movie. And that's what has always been special about Simon Pegg and Nick Frost's friendship. Not just starting with Shaun of the Dead, going into Hot Fuzz, all those movies they've done together. It's always about the friendship at the middle of it that propels the movie. And it was so different. It was so different. I loved it, dude. And it was shot really well. Dude, like again, this is the director of this movie. What was his name?
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright was the same guy that was going to direct Ant-Man with Paul Rudd, and
Yeah.
we got butt fucked on that deal because he didn't want to, set in a system that Marvel had, because Marvel was being butt fucked by a Mickey Mouse. But I would have loved to have seen his take, Edgar Wright, on Ant-Man, because if it was any indication of how well he did with this movie, and Edgar Wright's done other movies before, but I'm just saying, like, he had this sensibility about it's all about friendship and love, but then there's all this crazy shit going on around you, and you have to power through it. Dude, I would have loved to see what his version of Ant-Man would have been like. But I will tell you, this movie in of itself, not only a great zombie movie, a great friendship movie, and as far as a drinking movie with your buddy, dead on.
Hell yeah.
The best, I was like, you want to go to the pub? Yeah. Let's go to the
Winchester.
Winchester.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Couldn't agree more. I fucking love that movie with all my heart and farts, man. And I was gonna say something. I totally forgot what it was. Fuck me in the fucking mouth with a chainsaw. Shit. What was I gonna say?
Leatherface.
Oh yeah, we just reviewed Hot Fuzz. If you're an Edgar Wright fan, we did I think it's like a 20-minute review on our Patreon for Hot Fuzz that went up today. So, my number 4. Now we're getting to the fucking. We're getting in the Return
Come territory
of the Living Dead. Now I've told you this is my favorite.
Which
zombie
one
film
though? Part 1 or
long.
part 2?
Part one. Yeah.
Okay.
With the punk one, you know.
Oh yeah.
Fucking man, like this movie was. Someone asked. It was a Patreon request, and I never saw it before, and we watched it, and I was just goddamn in love with this shit, dude. Like, I mean, I was like, this is like the movie. It feels like it was personally made for me. You got these fucking punkers. It's like an old 80s version of SLC Punk almost. So you got these punkers just hanging out in a cemetery getting wasted. And then you've got, of all fucking people, Thom Matthews as this punk kid who's like working in this warehouse job. And then the fucking dad, I keep wanting to say Miles.
I know you're talking about.
Oh my God, what's his name? James Karen, I think is the actor's name. Hang on, let me look here. I gotta be sure. I think it's James Karen. It was the dad from fucking Frasier, who's just this awesome, lovable. No, I got him confused with somebody else. But anyways, he's an awesome, just lovable dude. He's leading around showing the ropes. So when they show him that tank, he's like, "There's zombies in here," and the way they interact together, and then how crazy everything goes from there. And then you've got this other set piece where they're in the park getting they're in the cemetery getting butt naked and dancing naked on.
Is that the weird biker chick that had her titties out?
Yeah. He's like, think this is a fucking costume? Like,
I just thought that was Courtney Love trying to get a role.
I didn't rewatch it. It's been too long since I've seen it, man. I think I've probably watched it like 4 times since that original Patreon thing. But I fucking adore this movie, man. It's a punk movie. It's a zombie movie. It's a comedy. It's like kind of the Shaun of the Dead before Shaun of the Dead. Shit gets so wild. That's the original Brains thing, you know, that whole thing. Yeah. And then the way the zombies, like the way they actually get the ambulances to call more people in, and then they fuck them up and eat them too, and the special effects. It's just a goddamn near absolute perfect fucking wild ass ride of a movie that would just never ever get made today, dude. If this movie got made today, it would be made directed to VOD. It would have shitty fucking CGI bullshit. It would be horribly written. They don't make them like that today, man.
No, it was great. Well, and you know, it was confusing because Return of the Living Dead and then Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Part 2 focused a lot more on the comedy aspect. It was more like Evil Dead 2 in regards to the zombie genre. But yeah, they're both great. Actually, all 3 of them are really good. Return of the Living Dead Part 3 is actually really good too. But yeah, no, I get it, man. Return of the Living Dead, when I first saw that, I was like, what the fuck is this? It's not Ramiro. It was fun to watch. It was different. It was still scary. It had its own freaky moments in it. Like when that bully gets made into a zombie. Is that one? The bully that makes him go down to the. I'd be thinking of Return of the Living Dead Part 2. I think I'm thinking about.
I think you are. Part 3 is good too. Like Part 3 is.
Yeah, that's what the girl that stabs herself to stop from eating. That's a great fucking movie.
By the way, I'm having my fucking mind blown right now. Was that not the guy from fucking Frasier?
The dad?
No, the guy that he works with in the warehouse.
No, that was not the guy from Frasier. I thought
I thought for sure this entire fucking time that was the goddamn dad from Frasier.
No, dude, I was just letting you, like, I thought you were talking about somebody else. I was like, I don't know. You said something about the dad. And I was like, he wasn't the dad. He was his partner.
Oh my God, that's fucking wild, dude. I was sure that was
partners.
Him.
Yeah, they were just partners. They were just hanging. They were like they were doing a heist or something. They were just partners.
No, I don't know what what I'm saying is like the dad from Frasier. I thought was the guy.
No, he wasn't. He was never in it.
That he worked with in the warehouse.
No, that was not him. That was his partner.
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. Anyways,
they look like
Dead. No, if you haven't seen it, fucking watch it, man.
It's a good movie.
Amazing. I'm gonna change my battery while you start your number 3.
Okay. So my number 3 is going to be Night of the Living Dead, the remake, Tom Savini classic, 1990. The reason why it's so high on my list is I remember watching this when I was a kid and it scared the fuck out of me. I actually watched the Night of the Living Dead remake with Tom Savini before I watched the original Night of the Living Dead, George Romero. Night of the Living Dead, the remake with Tom Savini, was everything the original Living Dead was it was just updated and it was with respect to George Romero. It changed the ending a little bit, but what it did better than the original was that it made the girl not a whiny chick or whatever. She wasn't just like, oh my God, Derek, help me, I'm stuck. She actually had some balls to her, and you know, she wasn't annoying either. She wasn't one of those um over masculine chicks or something with a short haircut that's like, I'm gonna be have a bigger dick than the most men. She was just a girl that got caught up in what's happening and has to, like, you know, step up or shut up, and she does that. So she's very entertaining to watch, and I think that the relationship between her and the main guy in it, I can't remember his name, is really cool to watch. And the zombies obviously look better because it's in 1990 as opposed to 1968 from the Ramiro or 67 from the Ramiro movie. It also has the bigger budget. And again, I just want to put into a on record here, Your Honor, is that Savini did everything to pay homage and respect to Ramiro as far as the original 1968, again, Night of the Living Dead. And all he did was just update it and add a few more like bells and whistles to it, but kept the general heart of the story the same. It scared the shit out of me, man. Like, to me, the 1990 Night of the Living Dead is my introduction to zombie movies. You know, because you know, if you know, again, and we talk about this generational, but you know, back then in the 60s, people were introduced to the Night of the Living Dead because of the Ramiro movie that came out, a low budget movie that was shot in Pittsburgh, and they saw it and they're like, holy shit, this is crazy, scary. Well, for me, I was born in 84. In 1990, that movie was rented when I was younger, and that was the first time I ever saw a fucking zombie. And again, also, Savini kept the material there, like the slow moving zombie. He just added the makeup effects and shit like that. And yeah, dude, it's an incredible fucking goddamn movie. Like, Night of the Living Dead, the remake, is one of the few times I would say the remake is just as good as the original.
I'm glad that you put it on there, dude, because I'm glad it got some fucking love in this list because I was feeling really bad about it myself. I'm not
I
saying
love it.
anything,
Yeah,
but
I
I was
love it.
feeling
No.
like it's fucking amazing, and it doesn't get the credit it deserves because of how good, dude. How easy would it have been to make a piece of shit with that movie?
Yeah, you could have,
Like,
well, and he could have just copy pasted every fucking.
yeah,
I mean, there was a lot of scenes that were the same in the original one, but he put his own twist on, his own flavor. That's where
yeah,
the Psycho remake failed, because they literally copy and pasted. They didn't put their own twist on it. Tom
yeah.
Savini made it unique to him. So
Yeah, exactly. And it's off topic, but Courtney, I was literally about to say, hey, can someone tell me the score of the Mavs game? Because I'm a Mavs fan. I love fucking Doncic, but like, thanks, Courtney. So I just want to let you. He had my back. He's like, I want you to know they're beating the shit out of the Warriors, which I love the Warriors too. So that's awesome. John
yeah, I can't
Carpenter's
wait
having a
for
bad
Jamal
night.
Mashburn to come off the bench for the Mavericks.
Oh fuck! All right, so number 3 is going to be. Let me check. Find out. We're all finding out together, actually, at once.
You need
All
to
right, now this
you
one.
need to write down on a notebook. See, I have it on a notebook. Old
Well,
pen and paper.
I have it on my letterbox.
Old pen and paper. Practice those hands.
My letterbox. I'm gonna put it in. My number 3 is gonna be Re-Animator. Now this is where it gets weird. Some people might not call this a zombie movie. It's a fucking zombie
You're a
movie. I
piece
don't know
of
what
shit,
to tell
Mike.
you.
No, you're
It's
not.
a zombie movie, bro.
You're a liar, dude. You're a
It
liar.
is.
They don't eat flesh.
Re-Animator's a fucking zombie movie, dude. It just is. It is
It's not.
No, I think do they? I mean, these
No, I don't know. I don't think
they
they
might
eat
eat
anybody.
flesh a little bit. They might get a little bite in there. These zombies are crazy.
It's like, I'm hungry, man. That leg looks satisfying.
Yeah, they might fucking do it, dude.
Who knows? But yeah, that's fine.
They might do it. But no, it's Re-Animator for me, dude. And it was hard not making this number 1. Like fucking Jeffrey Combs, man. And I
Really good.
almost never talk about this movie, dude, but I goddamn adore it, man. The acting was so fucking good. And the
Incredible.
story was so fun. And this movie just had you have no marbles. This movie had so much nutsack, dude. The shit that they showed, the grotesque stuff that they did. Fucking Barbara Crampton, dude. How fucking hot and amazing.
Oh yeah,
was
she
in this
was.
movie.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
They literally have this fucked up scene, dude, where this
she cramped my
dude's-
dick up from the jacking off. I mean,
We're talking about horror. Having your own dad put you on a table and then have this dude who's holding his own head, like forcibly, like licking your boobs. Is like, how fucked up was that? And that's not
That
why
was
I like the
nasty.
movie.
Yeah,
but the movie.
but he
had
didn't bite
it
her tits
all.
off at least.
Right, but it was, dude. The movie had it all. It had over the top, but amazing. Goddamn, Jeffrey Combs should have got a fucking Oscar for this movie. I'm sorry,
He's really
that
good. I know
goddamn
he
good.
really was. No, I agree. No, I agree.
is so goddamn good. And then just the whole lead up to it, the way that everything paced itself and then got crazier and crazier and crazier. And then, dude, sometimes you're watching that movie and you're just like, I cannot believe the fucking, it's like it gets on the interstate and just puts the fucking pedal to the metal, dude. And it's just driving like a fucking bastard out of hell. It's just insane. Like the fireworks that happen in this movie and that the over the top acting on top of it.
Yeah.
And then just this, it's a smart movie. It's a fun movie. It's a fucked up movie. It's a scary movie. It's the whole fucking package, dude. It's a goddamn 10. I love this movie.
I'm glad
So
that you had
much.
a good time with the Re-Animator. That's
Yeah.
sometimes I call my dick the Re-Animator when my wife wakes me up to have sex. And I'm
Yeah,
sleeping.
you go to sleep
It's
with
the
whiskey
it's
dick,
the
but then you wake up
Re-Animator.
hard.
The
I'm
dick is
back.
like the Re-Animator. It's like, well, I'll just suck it. Just suck it, and like it'll reanimate. But
Dear
yeah,
God, it's coming
by the
back.
way, I know you're gonna get some hate on that, but it is what guys. Again, we've already talked about that. This is a general top 10. I identify with the zombies as a flesh eating variety, but as far as a zombie top 10, if you want to make one, just make a zombie movie that you feel comfortable with. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's just have fun. I feel like I'm goddamn Bob Ross here.
Yeah.
It's your painting. It's your painting. You know, if you
Yeah.
want to have some happy trees and some mountains in the background, go ahead.
And if you watch the special features to Re-Animator, they all refer to them as zombies. I mean, they refer to them as zombies. Like
Yeah,
the
I know.
zombie was doing this and that. So I'm like, hey, fuck, it's a zombie.
Well, I'm not mad at you, Mike.
I know that you're not. And so
Okay.
far, no one's yelled at me yet in the chat, so I appreciate
Well,
you.
I'm yelling on the inside, but I'm not singing on the outside.
Spread your butt cheeks and let that butt demon out.
I may be laughing on the outside, but on the inside, I'm crying. So my number 2 is and we gotta get because we got some stuff we got to do here. So my number 2 is going to be the original George Romero, Night of the Living Dead, 1968. I mean, what can you say that's not been said about this wonderful, fantastical movie that set the standard for all zombie movies? It's the grandfather, it's the progenitor, it's what is the zombie movie as we've come to know zombies. And what's really impressive about this movie is the fact that George Romero was able to make this on a cheap ass budget. He didn't go to LA because he couldn't afford it really, and he didn't want to. He shot it in Pittsburgh, PA, on a very, very low budget. He used friends and family as the extras and background characters or whatever. And he hired some really good actors on the ones that were going to be on the screen. And ultimately, what it did was it set the tone that forever is what we see as zombies. And the political commentary on this was really well done, and it was during a time obviously where the civil rights movement was happening, and white people were just assholes, and black people were being tormented, and there was a lot of bad things happening during that time, and he chose to use a black man as his lead role, which was very unheard of back at that time. But now I did read somewhere later on that it actually had nothing to do with that. He just said, I picked the guy for the best, I picked the guy that was best for the role, which is how it should always be. And even during that tumultuous time, Romero was like, I just picked the guy that I thought did a good job. And the political commentary came out afterwards, which is, I respect that, because he was like, I didn't really, maybe I didn't set off to make it like this or that or this. And it just kind of fell in my lap in that regard. And as I was making it, I realized more and more, yeah, this is a political commentary movie, but it's also scary. And I want to get people's asses in the seat. So I'm going to have some horror in it. But overall, again, how you don't give it up for the granddaddy of granddaddies, as far as like, you would not have the zombies that we have today and know and love without this movie. And George Romero was a master at storytelling. He was a master at political commentary with subtlety and style. And he was a master of visual arts. I mean, he brought, even in that, when you watch that today, it's still got some freaky ass fucking shit in it, in black and white. When that little girl kills her own fucking mom with the goddamn garden hoe, she's like, she was always a hoe, but her daughter said, I know it. But no, it was weird. And then the ending was sad. It was impactful, the very end of this movie, where her friend, the guy that had survived the night with her, gets shot, not because he was black. I mean, it wasn't not necessarily about that, but it was kind of like, but there was a message in there, right? The guy survives. He had survived all night in the basement, and then he opens the door. Everyone's here to, to rescue him, and he gets fucking shot by a bunch of, redneck dudes that were like all bent up about killing zombies. And There's a lot of things to unpack with that movie. Like if you watch that movie, there's a lot of things to unpack, especially during the time frame and even how it relates to today. But it was just a great movie, though. Overall, what a great movie, and on such a low budget, and that he was able to do that and like forever stamp his name in horror legend.
Yeah, and I think you're a fucking asshole, but I'm just gonna say that
What's Ninata?
we're the same. We're
Yeah,
the
Mike.
same person.
Yeah, Mike put that
Hey.
the night tight living dead.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. You can't argue with it. You can't argue with it.
It's because we suck each other's dicks so much. We're on the same cycle. But listen to me, all right? I with this whole diatribe earlier about how look, just because it's the older one doesn't mean it's the better one. We all talked about that. And we also talked about how we grew up in a generation of zombies that run. And to us, that's just scarier. Then you go back and watch these older versions, you can appreciate them, but they're not as scary. That being said, I put my foot in my mouth or the dick in my mouth with balls or
whatever's in there.
Yeah, preferably, it's my first choice for sure. Whatever you want. Boobies. I love boobies in my mouth. Like, who doesn't love boobies in their mouth? Like, I should take them and just motorboat and son of a bitch,
They're nice.
Put it all in my mouth. I got a big mouth. I can put a lot of stuff in there. I can fit your whole tit in my mouth if that's what you want me to do.
He's taking John Holmes.
It's a party trick. What I'm trying to say is I love popsicles. And also, Night of the Living Dead, look, I'm going to put my foot in my mouth a little bit with this, but this is different. Night of the Living Dead's different. Like, it is, I know it's not the first zombie movie of all time, but isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, isn't it the first?
What we know of is zombies, yeah.
It may not be the first, but it's the fucking first. Like, you want to tell me that, like, I know there's like Peeping Tom or whatever is the first slash.
Well, White Zombie came out in the
isn't
fucking
Black
40s.
Christmas the first slash? You know what I mean? Like that. We all look at this. This is the grandfather of zombie movies. It did start it all, and it did change things. And like you said, the whole political commentary, it came from the most beautiful possible place you can imagine. You had at this time in the world, you had a black man as the leading man. And crushed it and was fucking amazing. And
that's why I didn't watch it at first.
And they weren't.
I'm kidding.
They weren't even trying to do that. You know what I mean? Like Romero slipped in shit, but it turned out to be gold. You know what I mean? Like, and
but he wasn't. But what was really interesting, I'm going to let you get to your point. But I just think it's interesting is the fact that Romero hired the best actor for the job, and he just happened to be black. And again, it's one of those things for me is like if you and I were scripting a movie and we had a character in mind that was going to be the lead role, and he was going to be strong, independent, he was going to be, the guy that you can look for to answer or to have answers. You would just interview. There'd be no like black, white, whatever. You just audition and be like, that's the dude. And then what I think Romero realized, like, oh yeah, this may be a political commentary because people didn't want a black lead.
Yeah, and it's beautiful the way that story worked out. You had the asshole guy who was like, "I'm going downstairs," and he's like, "You do what you want, you son of a bitch! I'm downstairs eating titties." Like he said, eating canned beans. But like, it was a beautiful thing, man, because he did the right thing, especially at that time in the world. He picked the guy who was right, and he was clearly the right guy for the role. And it made his fucking movie, and it made his career. And then he realized, hey, I've changed the world in a way. In my own small way, I changed the world. And they created the trajectory that all of these movies went on. That's why he decided to make Dawn of the Dead this commentary. It's why he decided to do Day of the Dead this commentary on the world. And it's just a beautiful movie, dude. And it's a beautiful movie that changed everything, and it changed everything for the right ways.
But it was also scary too.
Yeah, and it's fucking just so solidified as the movie that really, really started all this in my mind. So,
and you can even look at it like, Night of the Living Dead, the political commentary, aside from the fact that one of the leads were black, which is obviously a huge step for George Romero in the late 60s, but also in the fact that he was almost saying, and to me when I was watching it, was the hordes of ignorant moronic zombies that were coming out of the grave trying to kill them or whatever could be a representation of, at that time, this backlash on black people being accepted in society as equals. So the hordes of zombies that were coming out of the grave to try to kill them, you could look at that as the main thought process of a lot of people in America at that time that were like, no, this is a threat to our normalcy, our normal life, and we will not be, like that. So I feel like that's why, but it was so fucking smart and so well done, because that's why you're still talking about it this many years later, because it was so smartly done.
Yeah.
And that's why George Romero is a master. He's one of the masters of horror for sure, for that reason alone. But I'm gonna go pee now before I get to my number one. So you go to your number one, and
I'll fucking do that. You weak bladder son of a bitch. I'll suck it out of you.
I'm like a camel. I'll do it.
All right, my number one. I feel like you guys have to know what it is. All right, somebody guess in the chat. What do you think the number one's going to be at this point? What do you think the number one's going to be at this point? I think it has to be pretty obvious. If you know anything about me as a human being, you should know what my number one is at this point. And this is going to upset people, you know? It's not as important. It's not as important. Vinny, I love you. That's a good guess. I just don't consider Evil Dead a zombie movie. You can, and I would appreciate that. Army of the Dead, really, guys? Like, Army of the Dead was fun. But above these fucking movies? And our first, Tomo got it. It's Backdoor Sluts 9. It is. Courtney, Evil Dead tonight. Evil Dead tonight. Blu-ray Addict has it, my friends. It is Shaun of the Dead. This is, you know, I get it. If you're mad at me right now, you're like, I'll come the fuck on, Mike. Take yourself seriously. I never have and I never will. But what I will tell you is that I love pleasuring myself. And also, I love pleasuring others, sexually in the bedroom. It's pretty much what I'm famous for. You know, you guys might not know this about me, but I'm a world-class lover. I just am. I mean, people come in that bedroom and they don't leave the same. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's true. But also, Shaun of the Dead's a really good movie. And the reason it is to me is just dude, it's just like, it's hard for me not to put this number one. Top 5 rewatchable movies just of all time for me. Just of all time. Like, not just zombie movies. You're talking about movies you can just watch any day of the goddamn week and just feel fucking amazing. And just have the best time and not even fucking blink or check your watch once. And you know what? It's fucking underrated. It is underrated. It's not all fucking dick games and smacking yourself in the nuts just to see if you can still feel something as a human being. This movie is actually way more emotional than it gets credit for. All right, it's a coming of age story for, albeit an older man, who's a little older, but like, it's a coming of age movie. What he's going through with his friend, the whole sort your fucking life out, mate. And his girlfriend wanting to leave him because all he wants to do is go to the bar with his friends. He can't move up in his job and his life. He's still hung up on the fact that his mom married a guy he doesn't like. He's basically kind of a kid, but he's growing up in the world, all that stuff going on. He's got this best friend who he loves, but it's just kind of fucking up his life, and dragging him down. But there's a lot more themes in this movie than it's ever given credit for, man. And dude, when fucking Phil actually finally dies, or he's dying, and Sean's in the back seat and he's like crying, like that, this movie actually tears me up. And it's got a romance story. It's a fun movie. It's a best friends movie. It's got obviously it's got zombies. It's got fun gore. It's got musical sequences in it. I mean, there is literally nothing Shaun of the Dead doesn't have as a film, and it's just overlooked because it's fun and whatever. But like, it is a way better movie than people even get it credit for. As much as people love it, it makes you laugh, cry, piss yourself, and there's some cool zombie stuff in it too, to boot. But I don't know. I could sing the fucking praises for this movie till the cows come home. I know everybody loves it. Like, everybody loves Shaun of the Dead, but I still feel like people don't really appreciate how deep the actual movie is in itself. I do think the only thing I would ever say bad about this movie is that I don't like how Nick Frost's character is in the garage playing video games at the end. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing I don't like. I'm like, you guys kind of did something weird with that. But yeah, I fucking love this movie, man. Go back and watch it. Jay Diamond says, no World War Z or the Crazies. World War Z, I thought, was just barely a middle of the road movie, my man. Like, I fell asleep watching that. Granted, I was working third shift, and Jay and I had like 3 beers in the theater at like 10 a.m. That being said, I still fell asleep in it. It's an entertaining movie. It's fine, but I would never, ever consider it for me close to my top 10. But I know people do love it. And if it's in your top 10, I think that's fucking dope as shit, man. I really do. Michael Parton guesses that Jay's number one is going to be Day of the Dead. We shall see. He did get pissed when I had it on my list so low. So you might be right on that. Jägerbomb said World War Z is my number one. Don't judge me. No judgment, dude. No judgment at all. I think that's fucking awesome that you love it so much. And how cool is it Brad Pitt was in a fucking zombie movie, right? It should have been better, in my opinion, just because it had it in it. But what are you going to do? Could you imagine if David Fincher had actually gotten that movie and directed it? Holy tit bags from Texas. Austin said, Xenomorphs versus zombies, who you got? Xenomorphs. Zombies could never figure out how to kill xenomorphs, dude. They would fuck their faces up. There's no way zombies would ever have the smarts to figure. They're not easy to kill, man. They're hard to kill like Steven Seagal. There's no way. No way, no how. No way a phone just rings at a police station. No way, no how. But okay, so I'm trying to get to your old super chats that we did miss while I wait for Jay to come back here. And I will tell you this. I love a good sex sandwich. Or just sandwiches in general. I really like sandwiches a lot. Who doesn't love a sandwich? Salami sandwiches are the best. And that's not a dick reference, but it could be. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hey, you fucking.
You put Shaun of the Dead up there.
Yeah, I did. It was my number one. You piece of butt toast. You piece of burnt butt toast.
Hey, I'm toast man.
I'm going to guess
you backwards and fart in your mouth.
Hey, somebody guessed. Fart in your mouth. I want to shit on these walls, right?
Yeah, I am.
Someone guessed something, and I actually, at first I was like, no, but then I was like, no, you right, dude. I actually think, dude.
What?
I actually think that they were right. I think that your number one's going to be Day of the Dead.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Nope.
What is it?
It's your mom.
It's Day of the Dead, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Day of the Dead.
Ah!
1985, Day of the Dead is my favorite zombie movie of all time. I mean, there's various reasons why I love this movie so much. I love the military aspect to it. I liked that they were, again, it goes back to George Romero being a master of subtle type of social commentary, because during that time it was all, the Reagan years. It was all about like, military power and this or that or that. And so he had all that in that movie. But man, the acting in that movie was so amazing, and the music was so well done, and the effects were so I'm running this mucky show now, Frankenstein, and I want to know how you're wasting my time. I know that's not exactly how it goes, but it's something like that. I'm sorry if I scared some of you if you're wearing headphones, but dude, it was so incredible. It was so claustrophobic. It had so many great effects to it. It had so many great characters to it. And again, the subtle type of social commentary that George Romero offered through it was unheralded. I still don't think. I mean, I know there's been directors from or since then that have done a good job of showcasing their particular commentary on societal where we are as a society, but I think that George Romero has always been a master's degree at doing that. And in Day of the Dead, I watched that movie and I'm terrified. Again, because of the makeup effects and the kills are so good, but the relationships are well done. The build up to the end is so well done. It's just it's one of those. To me, it's the pinnacle of a zombie film. It's got all the elements into it or in it to make it so great. It's got the human element to it. It's got the horror element to it. It's got the effects in it. It's got the environment. It's got the atmosphere. It's got everything. And yeah, man, to this day, I think that Day of the Dead is the best zombie movie ever. In period. And not only when you look at well, not only because of all the other stuff that I just mentioned, but when you look at Bub, right? The zombie that Dr. Frankenstein was training to find his humanity again, and he does, in some small way, Bub does. And then after finding it, because of the piece of shit that and I can't remember his name, he's so good, and I'm sorry I can't remember his name, the sergeant or lieutenant, I can't remember, the main army guy in the movie kills Dr. Frankenstein, and that robs Bub of any chance of possibly coming. I don't know, man. It's heartbreaking and it's haunting. It flows incredibly well, the entire movie, and it puts you at a state of unease, and but it also makes you understand, I guess, what they're going through. It really puts you in their place. I think it does an incredible job of doing that, especially a movie from the mid '80s, and it still holds up even today. I think the very opening of that movie with the guy walking up and his jaw falling off and the fucking tongue, it's so goddamn good. It's so visceral, the way it looks. It's so amazing. And honestly, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here with my wiener in my hand because I'm probably wrong here. Okay, George of the Jungle situation. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, but I feel like Day of the Dead is what they based the Resident Evil games on. This paramilitary organization trying to control a virus, trying to get ahead of it. We can solve it, and we have these underground research bunkers, and we have these scientists that in some respects, some of them have no ethics, and they'll go, they'll even use corpses to feed these zombies in order to get their scientific experiments, like Dr. Frankenstein did, in order to get what their final goal is. I feel like Resident Evil was based on Day of the Dead, like 100%. I think it was they looked at Day of the Dead and they're like, that's what an unethical corporation would do, is they would be like, oh, we're just doing research on how to cure people, but in reality they're not. I just thought it was great, man. And the claustrophobia of that whole underground bunker, and they all live together, and it's like everyone on top is dying, and like all the people in charge, and now they have to rely on each other, but of course it's not going to go that way. There's a movie called The Divide with Justin, oh no, not Justin Long, Milo Ventimiglia. I never could say his name. The Divide. Yeah, no, Milo is the Rocky Balboa's son.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the movie called The Divide, and how people turn on each other. That's a disturbing ass movie. I feel like Day of the Dead is incredible. It's got so many good, like there's so many different slices of cake of why that movie is good. But I do, it ultimately comes down to the fact that when push comes to shove, you're not going to work together. It's just going to be like, who's got the guns, and I want to be in charge. And that's the way it works. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. And again, the social commentary, in my opinion, was that man will fuck man over in the butt, usually, when they have a chance to be umero uno. And that's what's scary about me. And then, there's so many great, and again, I can't remember that guy's name. He's like, choke on him when he's being pulled apart. And he's like, choke on him when they're eating his intestines. There's so many fucking, or the guy when he's like, woo, and he's like, he knows he's gonna die and he's shooting everybody, and they pull off his fucking scalp into his eyeball, and the way it looks, oh my god,
it's gnarly as fuck, dude.
It's so, and it still holds up. I mean, Tom Savini, I don't know how he didn't win an Academy Award for special effects on that particular movie. That movie was incredible with special effects alone, and practical effects, by the way. And just overall, and you get that. I know the famous line was in Dawn of the Dead, but I feel like it was more effective in Day of the Dead when he was like, "When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth." And then when he explains to her, he's like, "Well, why would God do that?" He's like, "Maybe because he's tired of people not believing him. Maybe because he says, I don't fuck around," or whatever he says. It was so good.
Yeah, it's a fucking great movie, dude. I appreciate that it's number one on your list. It needs more love in this world, just like my butt.
Yeah.
What? That's our top 10, guys. That's our top 10 Zion movies of all time. I feel like everyone's list on this would be relatively different. You know what I mean? But there are many like it, but this one is ours.
Yeah,
this one is ours.
Yeah, and I agree with what your statement was through messages.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad that you did, because we're on the same page and we're a team, and that's what we have to be as a team. So,
but again, this is our top 10 list. It doesn't have to be your top 10 list, and these are based on enjoyability, what you enjoyed, and if you were involved in the movies that you were watching. So, again, it's not perfect, and it's not a critical type of list. We're not goddamn Siskel and Ebert up here, all right?
But hey, after the video's over, don't go yet. But after the video's over, put your all's top 10 zombie lists in the comments below.
I would love to see
that shit.
And look, we read your all's comments, okay? We do. And by the way, if you guys don't mind, like the video.
It helps.
And definitely comment under the video with your top 10, like Mike suggested, because it really does help. And we read your comments, we really do. So it's really nice.
Fucking A. Fucking A. Cotton.
I especially liked it when I read a comment with like, I hope Mike and Jay just die of the worst nuclear disaster in their buttholes ever.
I like Chad. Your list doesn't match my list. What the hell do I do?
And you go to complain to www.idon'tgiveafuck.com.
I love it, dude.
You lodge your complaint.
I love it. Chad's right, because people get so upset about that. Like, I'm shocked that someone has been. Yeah, Zombie was great, but Halloween Kills fucking sucked. You know it.
It's weird.
Like,
it's always been like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
but you know, it's like people are like assholes in opinions. I mean, you have the same of the other, but yeah,
more often than not, the people around here are cool as fuck. And
we always have a good time during the live streams. Obviously, you guys are cool as fuck, and we really like hanging out with you, and you guys listen to us, and you guys are like commenting on what you agree with or don't agree with, and that's cool. And you do it in a respectful way, but then you after the video goes up, then you get like these goddamn people that collect Pokemon still, on their
a lot
phones.
of people collect Pokemon.
No, but on their phones, like they still do that Pokemon Go shit, and they're like going into women's locker rooms and be like, oh, I followed it in here. It's not because I was a pervert. The Pokemon was hiding between that girl's vagina, and my finger happened to do that. It's a joke, but it is nice to hang out with you guys. But yeah, there are a lot of assholes out there, and they will continue to be.
Here's what we're gonna do, guys. As we close out the show tonight, we're each gonna do a taste test. Jay's gonna try a new beer, which is always fucking fun. And I got a box of goodies from. Now we were gonna do this part together, but
it says treats.
Treats. Just saving the world
just
through food.
Hey, look, I got you some treats. That shit looks like it should be on The Simpsons. You know how like he drinks, it's just called beer or Duffy beer. It's called Duffy beer.
This comes from, so like you can get this in a subscription box, okay? And the way I understand it is, and I'll put a link down below when we're done with the video, but the way I understand it is they send you these treats and like candies and shit from like all over the world. So it's like shit you wouldn't be able to try here in America, but you get them all mixed together in this box.
It gives you diabetes instantly when you eat it.
Yeah, you got
That's why
this.
It's illegal here.
This box here, and I gotta be careful because I'm on that fucking diet, so I'm probably gonna have to literally like spit the shit out after I try it. It's gonna be gross, but I won't do it on camera, I promise. But
that's called bulimia.
No, I'm not gonna throw it up. I'm not gonna. Oh fuck! There's candy
spilling
out.
They throw it up? Oh,
fucking everywhere.
I thought they spit it out. I mean,
no, that's bulimic. If you're bulimic,
or it's called porn.
I saw an HBO special about it. So, all right, dude, you got. It's dude, it sent you these little cards, and it's like, "Welcome to Thailand." We're in Thailand.
That looks like a message that I was invited to Mortal Kombat.
So
the Double Dragons.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're invited to the tournament of tournaments. So it says all these treats are from Thailand, and then it says explore Thailand. It's got all these little Thailand facts. It explains the treats inside the box. Dude, there's way too much shit in here for me to try at one time.
We'll just pick a couple of them.
Dude, look at this triple M.
Dude, that looks like a firework.
Yeah, triple M.
That shit looks like a sparkler.
It says it's
packaged.
It says it's spicy. All right, we'll just try this right off the bat. It's green. It's a stick.
It's the Hulk stick. Might as well suck it.
Dude, I wish you were here. It smells like fucking seaweed.
It might be seaweed.
Dude, it smells like.
Yeah, go ahead and eat that turd.
No, dude,
it looks like Amber Heard's shit that she left on the bed.
Dude, it's like, look at that.
Yeah. That looks like a dick belonging to a guy named Jerome.
What the?
He's gonna put it right.
What the? I'm just gonna go. Dude, it looks like algae.
Take a bite off the top.
It doesn't smell good either. Fuck.
Well, yeah, you like it. Go ahead, test it out. Mike's coming at it. Mike's coming at it like he's never sucked a dick. It's good. There you go.
Oh, dude, it's not good.
Yeah, it's seaweed. Yeah.
Oh god, dude, it's fucking nasty as fuck.
Swallow it.
Dude,
swallow it.
Fish. Dude, it tastes like fish algae on the side of fucking
toad. You look like Andy Dufresne in the deleted scenes of Shawshank Redemption when he actually had to suck the dick of the sisters.
The fuck is wrong with you, Thailand? Dude, it's so. Oh god, dude. Dude, it tastes like the shit that they wrap around sushi that you're not.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. Hey, that's probably health conscious too. That's probably got like 2 calories in it. You're eating the seafloor. It's fine.
Dude, I got a really
You're not
strong
gonna gain
stomach.
Anything.
I got a really strong.
Listen,
it tastes
if
like
you eat
sushi.
seaweed, you're literally eating the seafloor. Do you gain carbs? No.
Dude,
you're eating. You're like one of those those fish that like eat the shit up in an aquarium. It's no big deal.
Dude, it's fucking
Those-
disgusting.
I bet it looks like shit. It
Dude,
looks
it
like
actually-
Swamp Thing's root.
Dude, it actually tastes like what it looks like. It tastes like the shit on the. It's like if
give me
I
that
licked
other
an
dude.
old fucking fish tank, man.
Yeah, like it looked like
Oh.
Swamp Thing's dick.
God damn it, that was disgusting.
You
Anyways,
can't blame Thailand. They're under threat right now. Okay.
dude, my stomach actually fucking hurts. Like I might.
Don't. I would only eat a couple more.
This is caramel flavored usagi.
Usagi? Oh,
Usagi.
Usaga. Oh, soggy. Yeah. It's
What
ooh
the
so
fuck would
soggy
you send somebody that?
because they like seaweed.
Oh, dude, they're smacks. It's basically smacks, like the cereal smacks.
Oh, yeah, that's probably easy. Yeah,
Look.
yeah, they look good.
Little-
They're like sunflower seeds.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's fucking
they're
good.
good.
Dude. That tastes
Yeah.
just like the cereal smacks.
So you probably put milk on them.
I can recommend usagi.
Hmm.
That's really
Puffy.
fun, dude. Or yeah, smacks, right? The little caramel nuts.
Yeah,
cereal.
that's what smacks for. Yeah,
I won't try this because everybody's had this before, right? Pocky,
hockey.
the cookie chip Pocky, they're fucking delicious.
They look
My
like
kid'll-
Swisher Sweets.
Oh, this is interesting, dude. Look, it's like Lay's. It's sweet basil. Sweet basil. I bet that's fucking good, actually. Put some
Yeah,
bagels
but
on
it's
my
like you
tacos.
had no other flavors and you just threw basil on your potato chip.
Oh, that's a strong. That's not the smell you want to crawl into bed next to your wife with on
You
your
know, if she
breath.
smells like that, she's been fucking an elf.
No, I do like basil.
I don't know why elves would smell like basil, but because the packaging is green.
That's really good.
Like vinegar? Or is it like a vinegar
No, it's pretty smooth tasting. It's like sour cream and onionish kind of, but like basil.
why don't
you
you just
know?
call it sour cream and onion?
Oh, I'm gonna get me one more of those just for a good measure. It's like in Mallrats when he eats the chocolate covered pretzel. He's like, and what's more for like I always say, like one good turn deserves another, and he's eating the shit pretzel.
Yeah, those poopy pretzels.
Um,
Stink palmed him.
you got chicken sticks. Chicken sticks.
Yeah, chicky stick.
I can imagine what, yeah, chicky sticks. I imagine what that tastes like. I bet those are kind of tasty. I'm looking forward to trying that later. And then I'm getting through this now. Oh no, dude.
What is that?
No,
What is it?
no.
You just describe what your wife said when she saw your dick for the first time.
Dude, this looks like, speaking of which, this looks like dick skin.
Well, what is it?
Dude, fuck me in the fucking mouth out.
Is it dick skin?
Dude, it's skin. It's squid seafood snack.
Oh, that's gonna be delicious.
It's bento squid seafood snack. Look at that. It really does look like a dick shed its skin.
Yeah.
Like your
You know,
dick shed its
yeah,
skin before it crawled back in your pants.
I'll bet Johnny Depp felt like that when he was eating her out.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm going to do it.
It's so nasty.
Dude, I don't want
It's
to.
probably the same flavor.
Oh, fuck. I don't, dude, I'm actually afraid to
Just
smell,
smell it. Take a big whiff of it first. Take a big whiff of no. Open it.
go-
Take a big whiff of it. Just take it. Oh yeah. Do that. Get in there. Get in there. Put your nose all the way in there. Yeah. It smells like straight asshole. I know. I'll bet.
Dude, it smells just like the other shit did. It smells just like the fucking goddamn fucking Farouk fucking. It smells like the shit on the side of a fish tank again.
Yeah. The seafood.
Dude,
Take a
I
good
would
bite
say I
of it,
wish you
though.
were here, but you wouldn't.
I don't want. I'm not. I wouldn't eat that. Oh
I know.
God, dude. That looks like you're gonna eat snake skin.
It's like a fucking.
That looks like snake skin.
It's like a fish's skid mark. That's what I say. Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, it's sticky too, man.
Yeah, it's like they dried out
it's
your
stuck to
underwear
my
and made a
fucking-
fucking treat out of it.
Dude, it's stuck to my fucking finger. It's like the devil's fucking ass wafers.
Eat
It's like an anus bridge.
Eat it.
I
Eat it. There you go. Yeah, put it in there. Go ahead. Put it on your tongue. Let it dissolve.
can't fucking nut, man.
Yeah. There you go. You got it. I bet it's good. Yeah, you love it.
I can't
Don't
fucking
act like
do it,
you
dude.
don't love it though.
No, dude, it's sweet. Ooh, it's got a sweet. No, I'm not fucking. Ugh. What is this, dude? I gotta put something else in my mouth really fast before I get fucking sick. It's
Is that a 100 grand?
It's a
looks
Tyler.
oh,
It's a
Kit Kat.
Thailand fucking Kit Kat.
Oh. It's probably made with seaweed.
That's actually fucking good. Okay, and then there's a white Kit Kat, and then
You racist throwing that away.
there's a Capico. It's cappuccino candy. I bet that's fucking delicious.
It's probably really
fucking
good.
Goddamn squid cunt. I mean, yeah, tastes like fucking. I ate out a squid just now.
Yeah.
And then mango. Ooh, it's gummies. There's a mango gummy. That's pretty cool.
It looks good. It looks like a birth
Yeah.
control gummy.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
Overall, pretty good, except for like 2 of them.
yeah, I mean, 2 of them made me want to fucking die. But does somebody want this shit? I'll mail it to you right fucking now. If you want some squid,
Yeah,
if
it's been in your fucking mouth and you've opened it up.
If you want shedded dick skin in your mouth, if you want sweet tasting
Fucking
shedded
straight
dick
dick
skin
cheese.
in your
Dick
fucking
cheese.
mouth.
Dick cheese.
But I'll put the link below if you guys want to have your own fun. I mean, I had a good time, even though I really dude, it's all mixing together in my mouth now. I really shouldn't have done it that way. All that
If you
shit's
vomit
just
on
in my-
camera, we would get like thousands of more views. You should vomit and ruin any chance of them ever sending us a treat box again.
I legit have a pretty strong stomach, dude, and that was some of the grossest shit I ever put in my mouth. I mean, I might as well lick the side of a fucking fish tank. That's literally what it tasted like.
Yeah.
Or ate out Courtney Love.
That's what I said. I bet it tastes just like that.
But it's trytreats.com. I'm pretty sure they wanted a better review than this. But it's trytreats.com if you want to get your own box and feel the world. Trytreats.com.
Hey, do you know what it's like to lick the vagina of a dirty skank? Try trytreats.com and let the dreams come true. All right.
I feel gross, dude. I feel like
you make me feel gross because your reactions. I actually was doing those pregnancy sympathy things with you. Like, you know, like sometimes like guys will have like empathy pains. I could tell your face, and I didn't want to. I was experiencing it, and I didn't like it.
I would pay you money to eat this.
I would never do it, no matter what.
You know me, dude. Like shit like that does not get to me. That's fucking dude. Look at this.
I don't want to eat. Yeah,
that's squid skin.
Yeah, it looks like snake skin. I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat anaconda's backside.
Anyway, I'm done.
All right, so the last thing we're gonna do here is I've got this beer. Mike actually gave it to me. It's called Shotgun Wedding. It's a brown ale aged on vanilla beans, which sounds oh so goddamn good because I know it's gonna be good because there's a fucking Ford truck from the 1940s on the goddamn picture, which you know it's gonna be good. This is from Country Boy Brewing, which is a local brewing company here in Kentucky, which I know is going to taste like tobacco juice and broken dreams. So real excited to do this. Let me go ahead and crack that open so you guys heard it. Let me take a whiff of this. Oh shit, a Sunslow class. See, that's what happened. Oh my god, no. I'm not gonna lie, because it's liquid. I may very much liquid vomit because, again, I was explaining to them where this comes from. This is called Shotgun Wedding, which means that when you marry someone that's pregnant, she's a hooker, and it's probably not your baby. Maury Povich is going to call you in 2 weeks. Either way, it's from Country Boy Brewing, which is a local brewing company in Lexington, Kentucky. I just spilled a little bit on my lap. It's fine. No big deal. It's fine. The smell, it smells like an old attic. Oh, God, oh, dude, like I got because it spilled out a little bit. Oh, dude, it smells like old oatmeal.
For those who don't, I've actually had that beer before, and it's if you like brown like porters or whatever, it's like a vanilla. It's a vanilla tasting brown beer. It's actually pretty good.
No vanilla in that smell.
Pretty good, but you're gonna fucking hate it,
dude. Oh, dude, it smells like old oatmeal. Like, like. First off, okay, so like if you left out corn pops, you know, the cereal corn pops, and it was like old cereal that you left out and you hadn't eaten it in 2 days, that's what that shit smells. Oh, dude, hold on, because this just liquid, dude. Hold on, I can't
even look at you right now because if I see you throw up, I'm a fucking totally
this shit's
throw
liquid,
up.
dude. Like this shit could actually come up. Hold on a second. Let me. Oh, Mean Gene, I'm gonna take Hulk Hogan's title down on Saturday night. Hold on,
show us the beer before you drink it.
I'm trying to pump. Yeah, I did. Look,
okay.
Yeah, I said, it's gonna be good because they have an old fucking like Ford truck. It's gonna be good. Look at that. Oh, dude, wait a minute. Let me get. Oh my god, hold on. Oh, dude.
I made a goddamn double and I still can't get the fucking taste out of my mouth.
Oh, dude, wait a minute. There's so much shit in that. Oh my god, I can't believe they make this stuff and I can't. Dude, I made okay. It literally might make me vomit because I already feel kind of weird. It might make me vomit.
Dude, if you vomit, I will throw up all over my microphone right now.
Okay, hold on, give me a second. Let me do some Lamaze.
Oh god.
Okay. All right. Oh my god. All right. I'm not gonna take a huge gulp of it, dude, because there's no. Oh, dude. If I even think about like taking a giant gulp in my mouth and swallowing it down like I'm in prison, like in fucking San Quentin, because it smells like cum. All right, hold on. It smells like vanilla cum.
What kind of cum have you been taking?
Like vanilla cum, like someone had some like fucking like maybe they ate Mentos.
Is that what I Smell Sex and Candy is about?
Maybe, yeah.
I smell sex and candy.
Oh, dude,
here.
Oh god. My stomach is real. Okay. Oh.
It's good, right? Oh my god! Stop! Stop it!
Stop it! Stop
it! Stop it!
Oh, the power of the great skull compels you.
This is actually making me feel better. I thought it made me feel worse. Oh, we lost an earbud.
It was so fucking deceitful. It was so deceitful because it promised you something and then it took it away. There was like vanilla, like it was vanilla at first. Vanilla, it was vanilla at first.
I made scrambled eggs.
And then Satan came up with a skeleton horse and stabbed you right in the fucking face, dude. Oh my god, dude, that is the worst tasting fucking pure beer. Give me a pure.
Dude, I can smell it on my fucking fingers still.
It's so gross, dude. No, sir. Oh my god, dude. That, like, if you went to hell and you were destined to lick Satan's asshole for the rest of your life, it would taste like vanilla at first, maybe, and then it would just be like shit. Calm it down,
dude.
No way.
I'm not gonna lie to you right now.
Keep it together here, Karate Kid. Keep it together.
God, stop putting my finger on my fucking nose. Dude, it smells like an octopus's asshole in this fucking room right now. This is the worst fucking stream ever.
I actually just want to curl up with some pillows and act like I didn't just get raped in the mouth.
I want to go away, Wayne.
No. That was a good time. This is what I look forward to the best.
This was really fun.
So nasty.
I had a great time.
Oh, damn.
I actually
no, but I'm like one of those people that want to poke the scab. I want to. Well, I was like, I'll take another drink because it's not true.
Well, I actually thought that like you throwing up was going to make me sick, because of how I'm feeling right now. But when you threw up, I laughed and it actually made me feel better. But now that it's over with and like the ride's just over with, and now that shit is set on my stomach and it's just sitting on me, and all I can do is smell it right now. I'm actually like fearful that I might yak after this.
The fact that you even enjoy that makes you a sick man that needs
the beer. No, the beer's fucking great. I could drink 6 of those things.
You need therapy help.
Yeah, have great times.
No. It's like sucking off a fucking Jolly Green Giant and saying that you appreciate his massive cum load in your mouth.
What's special about you doing that is like most people like that beer. They just
most people
enjoyment.
are fucking satanic cultists in Kentucky. Because this is not true. That's a Kentucky beer only.
No, it's a good beer. Oh fuck, man, this is the worst. This is the
I
worst.
feel like I really feel like I was like walking on my way home and I got beat up just for walking down the street. They're like, "Hey kid, come down this alleyway. This girl needs your help." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be helping them out." And they beat me up. And then I'm walking back, and then I feel like Tobey Maguire, like, "Oh, my back."
They stuck their vanilla dick in your mouth.
It was Milli Vanilli. Girl, you know you like this dick.
So, what would it take to get you to chug that entire fucking beer and one just go down?
No, I'm not doing it.
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying, what would it take you to?
I don't know. I'm not.
What if I told you that the Snyderverse was happening? Would you do it? Would you do it for the Snyderverse kids?
If I knew it for a fact it was happening, but I'm not gonna base that on like we got this covered.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking call, dude. Hey, Jaeger Bob says the things you guys do for us. I love your faces.
Hey, we love you guys. It's fun. I mean,
you.
it's just not my flavor of beer. I mean, some people might enjoy it.
You need to come over here and get you some of this squid dick skin.
I don't want none of that. I already had it last night.
Dude, it fucking smells like
I'm full.
Fish queefed in here. It's disgusting.
I went to the Atlantic and I had plenty of fucking octopus skin.
Oh god, this is the worst, dude. I'm gonna save you some of this in a bag just so you can smell it. Like you gotta smell it.
No, I can imagine.
Smell it. Vinny C says, "What if Jay honks in the car?" Well, Jay's at home, so he doesn't have to get.
What if he honks in the car?
Hey, if you're gonna spew into this.
Spew into this.
What if he honks?
That's why you don't try weird shit in the car.
You're gonna spew into this. Oh man. Hey guys, that's the stream. I'm checking to make sure we didn't miss any supers. That was the stream. That was fun until the end. Like I actually feel and I'm not hyperboling right now, dude. I'm 100% honest with you. I actually feel sick to my stomach right now.
I do. I feel like ashamed of myself.
I really need it to go away, dude. I need it to go away.
I feel like I did a gay porn and I only did it because I needed the money. And
I'd rather do,
like my butt's still sore. And like I'm like thinking about it in the car when I look at myself in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, we all know that moment. We all know exactly.
It happened last week.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a monthly situation. That it's just part of life. You know, you got to pay the bills. Michael Parton says the way you get sick reminds me of when I turned 21. That was a dark night for a lot of us, my friend.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. I handled that shit like Wolverine. I was like, fine. I went to a fight club afterwards. I beat somebody's ass. Not.
I did not get it. Colton says,
well, first off, if you have a real good 21 birthday party, you don't remember it anyway. Like that's how you know you had a good 21 birthday party.
Yeah. No, I remember I got in like a fight with my sister. Not like a fist fight, obviously, but I got in a fight with her because I got really drunk and she was just being a bitch. But that's nothing new.
I don't remember. I think I just passed out somewhere. I don't remember. I really, if you asked me about my 21 birthday party, I don't even remember. Like nothing.
Cool. I'm trying to find your super chat, but I don't see it. I don't see it anywhere, man. It's not pulling up. I don't know.
Sorry,
if it
Colton.
didn't go through.
God.
I don't know. I'm like way back in the chat now.
I can't
find it.
That was a thick beer.
Oh no, here it is. I found it. Said, hey guys, just got here. Have y'all played Evil Dead yet? It's so good. And what's Slender Man's thoughts of the new Daredevil series coming to Disney Plus?
You look like Bill Cosby trying to come up with a lie on the stand.
I'm trying to get the fucking squid dust out of my fucking nose, or whatever the spicy triple M dust.
We call that Japanese cocaine.
Oh, but hey, it's fucking no. It literally says seaweed, dude. It's 98% fucking seaweed.
I know. I told you it was seaweed, most likely. They like that shit.
God, stop putting my hands on my fucking face. Anyways, what does Slender Man think?
No, well, to answer Colton's question there, hey guys, have you all played Evil Dead yet? I'm probably not gonna play Evil Dead. As far as play, I don't got the money for it. But either way, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch the FMV. And there's actually a couple of YouTubers that have already put up the entire movie on there, but it looks great. It looks incredible. I don't think I'm gonna play it. Mike and I actually had talked about doing a video game stream with that, but we can't really figure out the basics of that. So but yeah, so it looks good though. It looks cool. I'm probably not going to play it as far as like actually play it.
I played a couple rounds of it and I had fun. And I had more fun playing the tutorial than I did the actual game. Here's my thing though, when it comes to these games, like I appreciate them and I want to love them.
Yeah.
Friday 13th game, I think it's the coolest thing ever that came out. And that they did that, and we had some good times playing it. Dead by Daylight, I've never been able to get into, and Evil Dead, it's its own thing. They really do. They do cool stuff with the Necronomicon and being able to possess people, and then there's little stuff that's cool. So if you like those kind of games, it's dope as fucking shit. But I played it a couple times, and I just realized that this is just not my kind of game. I love horror movies. It's fun for Evil Dead fans because it's so intricate in the universe of Evil Dead, and that's really fucking fun.
And they got the DLC for it too.
Yeah, but that kind of game for me is just so repetitive, and like it just doesn't fit my style of like, what I like to do. So I actually bought it and then realized I'm not going to play it, and actually returned it when I realized we weren't going to do anything with it. I appreciate it. It's a really good game, really good graphics, but it's just not, I can't do the Dead by Daylight stuff. Like those games just do not keep my attention.
You know what I think they should have done is what I think that I was the most disappointed by with the Evil Dead game is that I thought it was going to be like, you guys remember back in the old Xbox days, the original Xbox days, like Fistful of Boomstick and Evil Dead Regeneration. I thought it was going to be like you could opt for a single player game where you could play the game as a,
and they do have missions you can do on
that. Oh, no, they do, but it's all based on online stuff, and I that's cool, and they all we're all kumbaya together, but I thought if they'd had a separate campaign where you could play the game offline or whatever and just do the single campaign, I would have been way more about it than you have to, and I know that Friday the 13th, the video game, was like that too, but I'm just saying I think it's cool to have a single player campaign available as well. So yeah, so that took away a lot of the charge that I had for the game, because I really did think it was going to be, you can play with online, there's an online multiplayer available that offers a different scenario if you play it that way, or you can play the single player campaign, and that's just not ultimately what they did. But either way, it looks cool though. But I'm just probably going to watch the movie on YouTube. And as far as the Daredevil series coming to Disney Plus, well, me think it's good. Finally a blind man get him justice. Him is a Lola. Him a Lola, right? And him from Netflix. And they were like, no. We is Disney Plus. You is Netflix. You smell like butt crack. We don't want you around here at Charlie Cox. And then guess what happened at Disney Plus? They said, well, Charlie Cox played that character pretty well. Let's go ahead and do it again. And me hope it's so well. I mean, hope it goes so well. But at the same time, me is skeptical as all get out, because Charlie Cox doing the character again for Disney Plus. Well, how you gonna do it? You gonna do it like rated PG-13? They gonna go hand in hand with Mickey Mouse, be on there. So we'll see how it goes, but me be excited that Charlie Cox have a chance in the sun one more time. That's nice.
Guys, I gotta get out of this fucking room. I gotta get away from this squid cock. We love your fucking faces. Thank you all so much for fucking showing up and hanging out with us tonight. As always, we'll be back with another stream next week. And if you guys missed any of this, the replays will be up. We'll leave this thing up for you guys to watch. And I'm gonna go throw up in a toilet. Probably not, but I might, depending on what happens next. My dogs wouldn't fucking eat this. No, maybe they would. That's not true.
They would eat.
Anyways,
we love you guys, and thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. It's been really a blast.
Everybody Wing Chun tonight. That's what we're trying to say.
Right.
We love your fucking faces, guys. Good night.
See you guys.
Woo!